Dales, right?
Over the years, we've been treated to some amazing exhibition events in sports. Some become iconic, but many fail to live up to the hype. So what are some of the most anticlimactic exhibitions? Technically, it wasn't an exhibition because it ended up being sanctioned as a pro fight, but it basically was. 2024 saw Mike Tyson return to the ring to fight YouTuber Jake Paul. The event, which Paul won, was streamed by 65 million people on Netflix, making it the most streamed sporting event ever at the time. But many complained of buffering and freezing. And as for the fight itself, well, it was considered an entertaining disaster. I mean, it wasn't prime Tyson. He was 58. And after the fight, Paul, who was 27 at the time, said he'd actually gone easy on Tyson towards the end. Now, Mayweather-McGregor in 2017 was a better watch, despite Mayweather going rope-a-dope early on, but it was way too expensive. Pay-per-view was 75 quid, and in the stadium, the cheapest ticket was over 370. Now, this next one you could have watched for free, only because the pay-per-view had streaming issues, so they had to open it out. I'm talking about Tiger versus Phil in 2018, which was nicknamed The Match. Massive names and massive rivals going head-to-head. On paper, it worked. In reality, it didn't. The two players were mic'd up, so we all thought we'll get fascinating insight. We'll be able to hear them insult each other for 18 holes. But what we actually got was more heavy breathing and sniffles. And for two GOATs, the golf itself was bang average. And speaking of GOATs, let's end with Messi and Ronaldo. In 2023, an exhibition between PSG and the Riyadh All-Star 11 saw them share a pitch for possibly the final time. To be fair, it was a goal fest, which PSG won 5-4, and Messi and Ronaldo both scored. But it was obvious they were past their prime. El Clasico, this was not. And with it being in Saudi, there were more sports washing claims. So there you have it, exhibitions that have let us down. And I didn't even have time to mention the Community Shield.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. talkSPORT Goals is brought to you by William Hill's final one standing. It is 18 plus at gambleaware.org. I am Sam Ellard, and alongside me for talkSPORT Goals this evening. Well, we got not one Arsenal fan, but two Arsenal fans, CJ the Deluded Gooner and Romario Webster, because our attention this evening is, of course, on all things Arsenal Football Club. I think it's fair to say last night's Champions League semi-final, it was decent, wasn't it, boys? It wasn't too bad. Just the 9 goals between PSG and Bayern Munich. Let's hope this evening, well, I don't know if it's 10% as good as last night. I reckon we're in for a decent night of football. So it is the second Champions League semi-final. It's Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid in Madrid this evening. talkSPORT Goals is taking you through what hopefully should be a busy and fun night of Champions League action. Before I bring the boys in, let me just tell you about William Hill's epic boost. Tonight is Arsenal to score the first goal. That's been boosted to 6-4 from 10 to 11. Stake limit supply, 18 plus, gambleaware.org. And with William Hill, you can get Aqua Boost on all of your accumulators with 4 or more picks tonight, up to a 100% boost for Aquas of 15 legs. It is 18 plus, gambleaware.org. The team tonight for Arsenal, Raya in goal. There is no Jurriën Timber. It's Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié, Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard, the midfield 3. Gyökeres leads the line. We know there's no Kai Havertz. Then it's Madueke from the right, Martinelli from the left. Boys, good evening. CJ, 2 years of talkSPORT Goals. Second Arsenal Champions League semi-final for us together.
Sam, it's ridiculous. A year's flown by. I know there's been a lot of football in between, but it feels like yesterday we obviously watched Arsenal against Paris Saint-Germain, or better yet, we was on the same panel. So hopefully it's a better result. You know, a year up moved on, but it's what Arteta does, isn't it? He's got us in back-to-back semi-finals for the first time in our history. I'm actually up for it today, man, regardless of what happens, Sam.
On the team then, I guess the front three is what's going to cause debate. I think the back four probably picks itself. The midfield three probably picks itself. Gyökeres probably picks himself, given the fact there's no Kai Havertz. But in terms of the right and left, it's Madueke, it's Martinelli. What do you make of that?
Look, we've been talking off air, and it's not ideal starting Martinelli and Noni Madueke in a Champions League semi-final, especially when Mikel Arteta's been here for the best part of 6-7 years now. But like you said, we haven't got much choice. Saka's coming back from injury. I think they're nursing Eze for the Fulham game. And I think that's why me and CJ are probably quite relaxed about this game, because the Premier League has sort of taken our focus. And I think it's taken Mikel Arteta's focus tonight. Whether that's the right decision, we'll find out. But I'll still look at that team and I think they should be getting a decent result from tonight's game.
I mean, Madueke is coming for a bit of criticism. I felt like he started off quite well at Arsenal. Probably had to play a lot more than maybe what Arsenal fans would have hoped, because obviously it meant that Saka was injured. But you just think in the last sort of couple of weeks in particular, just a little bit frustrating, just that end product hasn't been there from him?
Unfortunately, that's the case with Noni Madueke. I think he's actually been in many ways refreshing because he likes to take on his man. Unfortunately, we're trying to move from being a competitive side to getting over the line. We need goal scorers. If you was to break down Arsenal's attack or team better yet into 3 separate units, defence were cool. Midfield, it's all right. It's like 60-40. The attack, when you break them down individually and look at them collectively, whether they've got ability like the likes of Gyökeres and Eze and Arteta, that's a question for him tactically, or someone like Noni, which I feel is more of the same. I like him, but you never quite know what you're going to get. Like, I always make the joke, it's like putting your hand in, them sweets randoms. You don't quite know what you're going to get. End product isn't quite there. That being said, you're playing for Arsenal, man. Good or bad moments, you're going to have to stand up to be counted. And I said this to you the last show I was on. When I look at all of the context, whether I like Noni, whether I like Martinelli, would I've preferred Eze? Yes. The players have to win me the Champions League and Arteta has to win me the Premier League. And what I mean by that is, we saw it yesterday. You look at Company, you look at Luis Enrique, they're micromanagers, but you cannot control chaos. We saw how that game went out of the window. There was a moment in the second half where Bayern Munich, the game could have went away from them. I know they lost and all of those things, but at the end of the day, they clawed themselves back in it. You need individual brilliance. And I just wonder, logically, I understand the approach. I do understand what both teams are going to kind of do. Do you need to keep your magic man Eze on the field? Now, if he comes off the bench with Saka, he's a hero. I just wonder if this is the best approach from the gaffer. I understand it because you'd imagine there's going to be overloads, but yeah, that's just how I feel going into it.
It's just simply he trusts Martinelli basically better from a defensive point of view than Eze.
Clearly. The one thing I did like about Mikel Arteta is if you look at the Manchester City game, football's about trade-offs. I think even your manager last season, Slot, said, like he had a conversation with Salah. He said, I'll let you stay further up the field. Obviously, if somebody doesn't track back, there could be overloads, but Salah might be able to score goals. I think we saw that against City in that we saw what Eze could bring to the table, but he switched off for their goal. I think with that in mind, Arteta's going to go with the collective first, individual second, which isn't necessarily the wrong approach, but isolated to what we've seen yesterday and what we've seen in the Champions League and players having to make the difference, is it the right approach?
From the Bournemouth game in the league to Arsenal away, to Man City away, sorry, I like the approach at Man City away. We watched it together. The first 45, Arsenal were pressing really high up the pitch. They had obviously scored the goal, didn't they, when Havertz closed down the goalkeeper. Even second half, you had big chances to get back in the game. Whereas a week before that, in the Bournemouth game, it did feel like the fans were frustrated at the lack of energy, the lack of kind of intent.
It was flat.
What kind of approach do you think you'll see tonight from the manager?
I think CJ's hit the nail on the head there. I think it's a collective performance. He's not looking for too many individual moments. I think he actually
need that in the Champions League.
You do. And I think Arteta actually hates too much individualism where people are going outside of the system. And I think think we're going to...
games, though.
It does. That's what wins you the big trophies as well. I always say it's about moments. You look at PSG and Bayern yesterday. Like you said, they went 5-2 down Bayern, but they took their moments to bring it to 5-4. So I think Arteta looking to come out of this game going into the Emirates with the game still there to be won. And I think the approach, Sam, to answer your question, we're not going to get a Man City style approach where we're pushing players forward.
You reckon we won't go man for man today?
It's hard to really tell because, like you said, Marcus Llorente sitting in at right back, I know he's got a little bit of a free role in the team. Simeone, the gaffer's son.
Griezmann's going to drop into midfield.
Griezmann's got the freedom. Julian Alvarez likes to move around a lot. So he might go man for man. We saw Gabriel chasing Haaland into deep areas. We've seen him do it with Harry Kane in the group stage when we played Bayern. So he could do CJ, but...
And they do argue we perform better, or better yet, Arteta's approach in how he approaches football is probably better in Europe than the Prem.
Exactly.
So I'm relaxed in that regard.
And also with Martinelli and Madueke, you said it there. Madueke always looks like he's going to do something, but very rarely does. today, go and do it. Go and show us, because like you're saying, it's about moments.
Give the left back issues.
But these are professional football players, CJ. They've not gotten to this level at Arsenal Football Club by luck.
And you wanted to be in these moments, so
you
want
want
to make it happen.
So go make it happen. Go, especially Victor Gyökeres, Sam. I'm looking at him today. He's taken a lot of stick. I was pushing for him to join us. I really wanted him. I was happy when we signed him, but I don't think he has lived up to the expectations, the glamour that we had for him. Go and show us tonight that you're the main man for Arsenal. And I think it's just a chance for Odegaard. Leave your mark on Atletico. Don't come away from this thinking, I should have done this, I should have done that. It's a moment and take it.
Because realistically, sorry to cut you, Sam, like realistically, regardless of the context, it's another game where off the bat, I could probably speak for every Arsenal fan, where we trust our defensive players and Rice. It's not that we think the others are bad players. We don't quite know what we're getting. We need individuals to stand up today, Sam, man. That's what makes the Champions League. You've seen your team, Liverpool, win numerous moments in that kind of regard. So,
in 2005, it was just Steven Gerrard, basically like, let's just win Liverpool the Champions League.
But that's what happened. Real Madrid, we see it all the time.
Next thing you know, there we go.
But that's what you need.
Yesterday, you saw tactics go out the window, bro.
You mentioned defence good, touched on the attack. Midfield 60-40. Why are you unsure about the midfield? Because that midfield on paper looks pretty good.
It is a good midfield, and I rate all of them individually. To be honest, we could do a whole hour or another show on that.
Well, we have got an hour till the game.
For a variety. All
right,
let's isolate individual players. We love Declan Rice. I know he's been made into a kind of an 8. There's a debate around him as a 6. That is one debate. We've obviously probably ran him into the ground. He's played a lot of games. Actually, if you look at, I think, minutes per of all the 4 teams in the semi-finals at this moment in time, Arsenal have 5 players who have played the most minutes. Sure. And you do shows and talk about football in the Premier League every week. I'm sure you've seen similar kind of statistics around us into that regards. So bringing it back to the midfield, you look at Rice, he's played a lot of minutes. You look at Zubi, he's played a lot of minutes. I don't think Mykhailo Mudryk trusts any other kind of pivot apart from them two.
Not a chance.
And at best, you might have seen a Mourinho play there or a Kai in the left 8. They've had injury issues of their own. Mr. Martin Odegaard, our captain, is probably the biggest example of that. So you've had injuries, you've had running people into the ground. Actually, if I'm honest, tactically, because I saw it in the 2 games with you lot, with Slot, I saw it against City. The players have to do better. But I'm becoming accustomed to seeing people just standing on Declan Rice and Zubimendi. Obviously, that cuts out your passing lanes. We were doing a show together in the League Cup final, and I kept saying that. So I do think we haven't really evolved. I don't think there's enough bodies in midfield, whether it's Lewis Skelly there, whether it's Norgard, we don't really see anything else. That's why it's mixed. And then obviously you've got Mr. Martin Zubimendi. Today, I have no problems with him. I think he'll do his thing. But I've always said I like him. When the Premier League games are like a chess match, he's in his bag. When it's end-to-end, which it could be today, I think he kind of struggles. So there's many a reason, man. That's why it's mixed.
You look at Zubimendi, though, and obviously,
I love him.
He's playing against the Spanish team. He would have played against them his whole career. You'd like to think he's not more comfortable, but he should be feeling like, I've been here before. I played in the stadium numerous times. Go out in there and show what you can do. But when you sort of mention the midfield and how they work as a free, Sam, I think CJ saying there, teams have worked out. If you just stand on Zubimendi and Rice, the defenders aren't really too comfortable firing them passes into them.
Then you know it has to go to the inverted left back. That doesn't happen. You've kind of crippled us from playing.
And then you're just stuck in your own defence. So then you can't get out. You have to go long.
And rinse and repeat.
And Gyökeres, Mudryk and Martinelli, they're not going to hold the ball up and bring other people into play. So, and another thing with this midfield, because those two aren't exactly the most comfortable getting the ball deep, you lose Martin Odegaard because he then starts dropping to get the ball. And then you've just got this weird like gap between the midfield and attack, and then the whole team's in our own half. So that's where I think Arsenal get this sort of negative label thrown at us. But it was interesting. Clarence Seedorf was he wasn't as enthused by the game yesterday. Clarence Seedorf was saying, I bet you the goalies aren't happy. I bet you the defenders aren't happy.
I bet you the managers aren't happy.
Exactly.
100%. No one wants to concede 4 or 5 goals. But that's what makes football. And that's my big thing for Arsenal.
But are we here to please neutrals?
You can't. No,
We're
it's
not
not
here
that.
to entertain.
No, I hear that. But the biggest question you can learn from that is you cannot control chaos. Company loves that. Luis Enrique loves that. True. You have to stand here. You have to do this, that, and the other. For whatever reason, 2 styles contrasted and clashed, and it became a crazy game of football.
Yeah.
Not being funny, but that's how we've seen the Champions League probably since all 3 of us on this panel have been born. So we need that. This is why I said initially, the players have to win Arsenal Football Club the Champions League. Arteta has to win us the Prem to have any chance in that regards.
We are 45 minutes away then from the Champions League semi-final between Atletico Madrid and Arsenal. Arsenal and Atletico are the 2 teams that have played the most matches in the history of this competition without ever winning the trophy.
All right.
223 for Arsenal and 109 respectively. No, but the point I'm making is we touched on this earlier, didn't we? We did a show together that it's probably definitely the 2 biggest teams in this competition in the history that are yet to win this.
100%.
There is Noni Madueke, the Arsenal players. going out, about to have a warm-up. We're 45 minutes away. We're taking you through a big night of Champions League football. talkSPORT Goals is back in a couple of minutes' time.
It's not the first time that Jack's been caught up in off-field issues, if you can call this an off-field issue. Way back in March 2020, during the first COVID-19 lockdown, he was involved in an incident in Solihull, a car crash, 24 hours after urging fans to stay home on social media. He ended up pleading guilty to careless driving at the time. He was fined over £80,000. He was handed a 9-month driving ban after the incident. A year later, after a 7-0 win over Leeds, Pep Guardiola was said to be unhappy with the condition of both Foden and Grealish, turning up at a training session and not in the best of condition. After their treble win, we know that Jack Grealish was lionised by a certain section of the general public. He was on a bit of a drinking bender, but Pep seemed to be quite relaxed about it. If you fast forward to March 2025, he was spotted in Newcastle following an FA Cup win. He visited a social club in Washington near Newcastle on a Sunday. He was described as a total gentleman by locals. He posed for photographs, but then when he left the pub, he seemed somewhat unsteady on his feet. He looked a bit worse for wear. And Pep ultimately was asked about that and the sequence of events that led up to that.
They know what they have to do. So day off is day off. It's no training. They are a private life. They will do whatever they want. I'm not going to control what they do in the private life. So I judge what I have to see with the pitch, the training sessions, and the performance in the game. That's what I judge the players.
Hello, a very good evening. You are watching talkSPORT Goals on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TV. That is brought to you by William Hill's Final One Standing 18+, gambleaware.org. It's Sam Ellard, CJ the Ludiguna and Romario Webster taking you through a big night of Champions League football. It is Atletico Madrid versus Arsenal. Kickoff is at 8 o'clock this evening. William Hill's epic boost tonight is Arsenal to score the first goal. That's been boosted from 6 to 4 from 10 to 11. Stake limits apply, 18+, gambleaware.org. We touched on Arsenal this evening, just on Diego Simeone. He's nearly won it all with Atletico Madrid, but one trophy has eluded him since taking over all the way back in 2011. He's led the club to victory in every other competition apart from the champs that they've gone in. 2 La Liga titles, the Copa del Rey, the Supercopa de España, the Super Cup, the Europa League twice over the 12 campaigns in the competition, twice fallen in the group stage, 3 times last 16, 4 times quarters, once in the semis, and they've lost in the final twice in 2014 and 2016, both times to Real Madrid. In the last couple of years, there has been serious investment in new players. Julian Alvarez back in the summer of 2024 was probably the most high-profile one. The club's wage bill now is around 300 million euros, and Simeone himself remains among the best-paid coaches in the world. It's 5 years for them since their last title. That was La Liga, and it makes it the longest trophyless run for Simeone since being at that football club. So like Arsenal, they're chasing their first ever Champions League, and I hope they can take one more big step this evening with a victory against Arsenal. Just while we can, before the game starts at 8 o'clock, I'm still almost in awe a little bit of what we witnessed last night in the PSG Bayern Munich game.
Ridiculous, man.
Through the goals, the style of play, the space in midfield, and I think Romero, just all round, the quality from both teams' front threes, I'm still absolutely speechless.
It's total football, isn't it, Sam? It's the sort of football you dream to watch. It's sort of how everyone wants to play the game. Is free-flowing, scoring goals. You look at the names, Desiree Doué, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, Kane, Diaz, Elise. It was always going to be a good game, and I just think the quality people are sort of questioning the defending and said the defences didn't do a good job. I actually thought some of the defending was decent, but
I think it's more the midfield. Like, I think basically they both sides were able just almost pass through.
They were just bypassing.
It's like a basketball game, wasn't it, really?
You look at Luis Diaz's goal, the last goal in the game. Kane just pings one over. You've got Diaz and Marquinhos in the box, one-on-one, cuts in, bang, goal. So, yeah, the game was one of the best games I've seen in a minute, man.
Facts.
On lots of people are watching the game, and lots of people, CJ, were talking about the Premier. Not just Arsenal, but about the Premier League in general. And you're talking about the sort of style of football we've seen in the Premier League this season. Looking at the front threes that you mentioned of Diaz, Elise, Kane, and Doué, and obviously Barcola, who's there.
The
as
list
well.
goes on.
Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, and they kind of got real sort of skillful players, wide players that want to be quick and want to be direct. Why do you think that in the Premier League this season, because even City, who have been probably the best footballing team in the Premier League over the last decade, have maybe at times gone away from that, going a little bit more long at times? Why is that type of football moved away from the Premier League?
Because the Premier League's become about athletes now. It's become about athletes and systems, and it's all about the collective. Obviously, you look at Simeone, even with Julian Alvarez and whatnot. You look at Paris Saint-Germain and you look at Bayern Munich. Luis Enrique and company, for example, they're both extremely focusing on the collective, but they have an emphasis on the individuals go out there and play, as you said, the beautiful game while we're all football fans. And that's what I think is lacking in the Premier League. I think nobody wants to give space away. It's all about the collective first and the individual second. Obviously, the ball's been out of play more on record year in, year out. Set pieces are going up. Not saying that isn't going up in every sort of division, but these are kind of the emphasis on why you see what you're seeing. We'd probably go down an alley, maybe talking about physicality and Premier League teams playing the most football on record. I do think that's a bit of a cop-out. But there's some of the reasons I can think of it. It's just like a mixed drink of just them kind of reasons, really.
Yeah. Do you know it is? With PSG and Bayern, you sort of touched it there, CJ. I think the Premier League the margin for errors becomes so small that I don't think Premier League teams can afford to rest players for Champions League games. So when you're playing on the Saturday, you've got a midweek Champions League game. You can't leave Eze out. You can't leave Gyökeres out. If you're Liverpool, you're not leaving Salah or Van Dijk out.
Facts.
Whereas you look at Dembele, I saw a stat. Well, it's not a stat, but it's a fact. He started 9 league games this season, and he's missed, I think, 9 league games. Dembele's only started 9 league games.
Contrast that to us, like going into this, of the 4 teams in the semi-finals. Once again, we've got the most minutes.
The top 5 players with the most minutes played are Arsenal. So
even Timber, and he's not playing today.
Exactly. Calafiori's played more minutes than João Neves this season. So it's like, and we think Calafiori's broken. Like, he can never play a game for
Big him up, I like him.
I love Calafiori, but he can never stay fit for more than 3 games, if we're honest. So
Since February.
I do think, Sam, them playing in the Bundesliga or in Liga respectively, I do think they get that extra breathing space. I mean, PSG, I think before their second leg against Liverpool, they didn't have a league game. The league cancelled their game.
So you'd say that from the Premier League, you look at the bottom half of the table, maybe apart from Burnley and Wolves, and we'll take Spurs out as well. But,
keep them in.
Your teams like your Palaces, your Everton, Sunderland, all these teams, it feels like maybe in the Premier League, the floor always seems to keep rising. But the fact that
is a massive, that's clearly a massive.
The best team in the league. If you don't get an easy game, do you, on the weekend? So you're saying that manager having to adapt to that.
Yeah, you're right, Sam. You look at Arsenal's probably results this season, or even last year. We've done all right against the quote-unquote bigger sides. It's been the sides that on paper you think should be a stroll in the park. We score a lot of goals. The highlights on Match of the Day are going to be amazing. So you're 100% right. Also, it might be a thing, because I was listening to Luis Enrique speaking after yesterday, and he sat there and said when we was doing our coaching and our philosophy and how we wanted to approach Bayern, we had the understanding that we probably needed to score 3 goals. Now, he didn't shed light on the context around how he's going to get those 3 goals or why, but the very fact that he's gone into a game against a fellow European heavyweight and talking about 3 goals, I don't think I've heard anyone say that in the Premier League. Maybe Pep said that, but yeah, like even the approach where I know we're kind of cross-referencing the Premier League and the Champions League, you could almost argue Arsenal are going to have that kind of Premier League approach going tonight. Because if we just look at Gyökeres, I like him, and I'm not making it about him. But from what we've seen of Gyökeres, if you don't put the ball in behind and you don't lay it on the plate, you're not going to see much. So he's probably a sacrificial lamb today. I can't say Bayern approached the game like that, and I can't say Paris Saint-Germain. So,
and when you look at individual quality as well, like you just said, Victor Gyökeres. I mean, Atleti have Julian Alvarez, who's rumoured to be tapped by Arsenal, Barcelona, and there's some big clubs in for him. But Harry Kane, now that he's not at Tottenham, I can big up Harry Kane. I love him.
Quite good at football, isn't he?
He's so good. And when he was at Tottenham, you remember
still getting pens, man.
Listen, but he's ridiculously good, like a very good football player. He can do sort of every role as a forward and then drop in as a 10. You look at Doué, he's ridiculously good. Kvaratskhelia, the individual quality is genuinely a little bit higher.
Do you think in terms of the individual brilliance in the Premier League, those types of players,
Sam,
those wide players, those wingers,
they're scarce, man.
Who is the best natural wide player in the Premier League? Someone that's quick, someone that's direct, someone that goes at their man.
You'd have to say Doku, wouldn't you?
Okay,
it would have been Salah, but
Salah,
what in the game at the moment?
In the Premier League,
if he
right
plays
now,
out there, Ryan Cherky, as much as I don't want to talk about,
he's probably he's probably the kind of the most fair.
There's a lot of effective players and players that can make the difference, but
Mykhailo Mudryk. I mean,
baller.
Like, I've never known a footballer to kind of just look like he doesn't want to be there as much as he does, but yet still look real. Like, he's almost like I could really do without having to be here.
But that's on brand with being a Maverick.
Yeah, no, I know the nonchalant gimmick at football, but yet he then just glides past players.
Sam, he
stops the ball. He looks like he's about to have a sleep, and then bang, he's past the player like that. It's
ridiculous.
And the link-up play with Kane and Diaz. And I knew Diaz was a good player at Liverpool, and I didn't want to see him go last summer. But I watched that game last night, Euro Open. Like, I knew you were good, pal. Some of the way he was going past players, the way he took his goal, it was unbelievable.
But you see, Elise, he's one of those players where I think it's criminal he was allowed to leave the Premier League. How a Premier League club? Because I know Liverpool fans have been calling for you to sign him.
I don't think we're going to get him, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, this idea that Elise is going to jump and leave Bayern Munich to come to Liverpool feels a bit left line.
Especially if they win the Champions.
Yeah, I think they'll give him a lifetime contract at this rate. Because if you sell Elise, the next up is Yamal. Like, you can't replace Elise. It's those two and no one else. So, well, Bukayo Saka, if he can pick it back up.
Saka's top 5 in this position.
Yeah.
On the right wing.
On the right wing.
Yeah. In terms of what we saw last night, it was only a few years ago that we did have the kind of Klopp v Pep rivalry where Liverpool and City were going hammer on tongue. Do you think we will just get into another phase in a year or two's time where the Premier League does go back to having quick, skillful players and players like Ryan Cherky?
It's a cycle,
and things look really, really different.
I can't tell you when it's going to happen, but it's a cycle, you know. If in the Premier League, running, pressing, athleticism, that is all the range now. It's not necessarily the technical level. Some of the most entertaining footballers in the Premier League aren't necessarily at the top 6 clubs. So we probably have to see this out. I think we're probably 5-6 years away from seeing that kind of reset, and you're seeing those players in abundance.
By the way, just, I asked you who the players that are probably the most quickest and direct in the Premier League out wide. I think the two Brighton boys, by the way, Matoma and
Nasty,
are probably the two best. Minter, just every time he gets the head down, he wants to beat his man. Anthony Gordon, maybe peak Anthony Gordon.
On his day. I mean, Bayern Munich have been looking at him. I don't know what their plan is there, to be honest. But
I mean, I knew that was a rumour, but then I was watching them last night. They mentioned it on commentary. And I thought, you've got to be joking me, right?
Mate,
if Bayern want him, there's got to be a method to the madness.
There's something good in that. I mean, but Zubimendi, Bayern wanted Zubimendi.
Everyone wanted him. No, but to be fair, Liverpool have been linked with Gordon. We've been linked with Gordon, and Bayern have been linked with Gordon. There's got to be something there.
Was it last summer or 2 summers ago?
And he's a Liverpool lad.
2 summers ago.
Everton.
Yeah. I think we really
because isn't he a Liverpool fan?
Yeah, Liverpool fan.
He is a Liverpool fan.
Newcastle pulled the plug.
Yeah.
That was the PSR summer, wasn't it?
Remember, he almost went Chelsea as well. So big clubs have kind of always liked Gordon. There's got to, for whatever reason.
If Bayern Munich are linked with him, just Liverpool, just go and sign him, basically. Go and sign him. We can't let them have Diaz and Gordon on the left wing. Take another break, boys. Are we feeling okay?
Good, man. Just wish. Nah, man. What's nerves, man? What shall be, shall be. Let's have it, Sam.
I saw Saka and Eze walk into the stadium and my shoulders just lifted a little.
They're not starting, though, man.
Yeah, but they're on the bench. Imagine they weren't here.
You thought they're going to warm the bench good tonight, aren't they?
They'll come off and make an impact. Don't worry, they'll come on.
We are at 7:30 live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and your smart TVs. It is talkSPORT Goals. Half an hour till kickoff. Arsenal in another Champions League semi-final, eh?
we'll keep our eye on Newcastle. Members of PIF travel into Newcastle this week for their annual meeting with the club's departmental heads. How high on the agenda do you think Eddie Howe's name is going to be, Alex?
I think it has to be pretty high because it's been a disappointing season. There's no two ways about that. They're a lot lower down the Premier League table than he would have expected at the start of the campaign. Looks like they're not going to get European football at all next season, which might help them in the long run because I think they found it a struggle balancing Champions League and domestic ambitions. But if I was Eddie Howe, I'd have some questions for the owners. You know, there's players who want out of that football club. Anthony Gordon being one. Sandro Tonali, I don't think it was a coincidence that his agent was leaking stories that Arsenal were interested in January. Tino Livramento, I'm told, has no intention of signing a new contract. But they've got to handle this summer a lot better than they did last. The Alexander Isak saga was allowed to drift on for far too long. If they were going to sell him all along, as I understand was the case, they should have done it much earlier in the window. They would have been in a better position to get top targets, because if Newcastle fans think that Nick Voltemada and Johan Wissa were anywhere near the top of Newcastle's list of potential options at the start of the summer, they're deluded. I think the recruitment was poor. I think the handling of the Isak situation was poor. And I would say be careful what you wish for, because this is a manager who's come in, he inherited a club who were battling against relegation. He's took them into the Champions League not once but twice. He's ended that long wait for domestic silverware. And I don't think he's necessarily getting the credit he deserves because they've had a bad season.
It's hard to disagree with anything Alex has said there, isn't it?
I think that's right. But I also think there is a point where someone's voices become less effective than they once were before.
Hello and welcome back to talkSPORT Goals. It's brought to you by William Hill's Final One Standing 18 Plus. A gamble aware at the dog. We are live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and your smart TVs for Atletico Madrid versus Arsenal in the Champions League. Atletico Madrid and Arsenal meeting for just the fourth time in European competition. Half of those coming in this season's Champions League, obviously this evening and earlier on in this tournament. The Gunners won 4-0 in a league phase meeting last October, which remains Atletico's joint heaviest defeat in the competition. But when playing at either the Vicente Calderon or the Metropolitano, Atletico Madrid have never lost at home to an English side in a Champions League knockout stage match. Played 6, winning 3, drawing 3, and all 6 of those were against different teams in the Champions League. But hey, boys, those records are there to be shattered, aren't they? And hopefully tonight we can do it live on talkSPORT Goals. I'm Sam Ellard in the company of CJ the Deluded Gooner and Romario. Well, have you not got like a little nickname? CJ's got CJ the Deluded Gooner. I think you need.
Do you know it is
Romario?
It's a wavy name to have, Romario.
I was going to say,
though,
Sam, I'll be doing the name a disservice.
Yeah, Romario,
if I try
speaks
and
for
remix
itself,
it.
I'm not going to lie.
I might just go by Romario, but even that's a bit rude, isn't it?
Have some respect for Romario. I mean,
I know.
the OG, right?
So that's why I've stuck the last name on there, just to separate it.
That's why you stuck your surname on the end of your name.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. That's how it works.
Don't do me like that. If I just come out as Romario, everyone's going to be disappointed because that's not Romario. Do you know what I mean? I get in Uber sometimes and the driver's like, "Oh my God, Romario, this is your name." I'm like, "Yeah, it's me, but I'm not that guy." So we move.
Just next time that happens, mate, just show him a clip of you on talkSPORT Goals.
I mean, that.
Be like, hey, here's the OG Romario rocking it on talkSPORT Goals now.
Not quite close to Barcelona and Brazil in the World Cup, but
it's close.
It's something. It's something.
But you know, he's next to CJ watching Arsenal in the Champions League semi-final. Come on now, right?
There's levels, Sam.
Let me tell you about the William Hill Epic Boost. The Epic Boost from William Hill are brilliant. How often, CJ, are we doing a show in the Champions League and they come in? If you want to, if you like it, it's Arsenal to score the first goal. Boosted to 6-4 from 10 to 11. Stake limits apply. 18 plus gamble aware.org. Man City have been left frustrated as they face a fixture pile-up of 4 games in 11 days next month following the rescheduling of 2 key matches. Pep Guardiola's side will host Palace on Wednesday the 13th of May. They travel to Bournemouth 6 days later with the FA Cup final against Chelsea taking place in between on Saturday the 16th of May. So essentially, when they were supposed to be playing Crystal Palace, that was the weekend that they played Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final. They haven't been able to find a free midweek yet for that because of either City's involvement in the Champions League or now Crystal Palace's involvement in the Conference League. So the next free midweek for that game to be played is on the 13th of May. The FA Cup final this season is being played before the season ends. So
Weird.
on the penultimate weekend, which then obviously means City can't play a league game that day. So after the FA Cup final, in the midweek between the FA Cup final and the last game, they're going to play Bournemouth. Now, City aren't happy, and one of their main gripes is they wanted the Palace game at home to be played where the Bournemouth game is. They'd rather have gone FA Cup final than 2 home games in the space of that week, as opposed to Bournemouth away and then the last home game of the season. Look, 4 games in 11 days, but Arsenal are playing Wednesday night, Saturday evening, and then Tuesday. What do you make of it all, CJ?
I mean, who cares if I'm completely honest with you? Arsenal have had, I have to do it. Before I be a bit of a neutral, I have to do it. Arsenal have had this. We've complained about it. Nobody's heard it. Now, if I put my fan cap to the side, whether I like City or I like Arsenal, I think every football fan can see that there's far too many games being played and being moved for TV rights. It doesn't matter. Actually happens in La Liga a lot. A lot of the clubs, like managers come out and hit out at the number of games. It happens in the Prem. They're just told to just get on with it, buy more players. We're seeing the game expanded at international level. The World Cup's expanded. We've seen the Club World Cup expanded. We've seen the Champions League expanded. The players are guinea pigs. Like, they're just going to be running to the ground. And I know it's not as white and black as this, but there has to be some correlation with the rise in minutes and more players getting injured. And obviously, maybe if you throw in the tactical element, the lack of entertainment and freshness that we're seeing in a game like Bayern Munich PSG. So that they don't care. Like, the players are just going to it is what it is, unfortunately. We've not discovered this season. It is what it is.
I don't disagree with what you're saying about games being played and stuff. We know there's more games that are being played. But in terms of like what we have here, I'm not really sure what City are moaning about really, because
why wouldn't you want to play 2 games back to back at home? To be fair,
yeah,
get it,
no,
City.
Fine, but again, like with the Carabao Cup game having to be rescheduled, literally the next free midweek is when they've scheduled that game. The FA Cup final being brought forward is because the Champions League final has been scheduled for the weekend after the Premier League, and we know the World Cup's after that. So I just think, unfortunately, these are the next midweeks that are available. And again, like teams throughout the course of the season will often have to play on a Sunday, Wednesday. It's quite a normal thing to do. So I get they'll argue that it's become an important part of the season. But look, I don't think too many neutrals have too much sympathy with Pep Guardiola
seen the meme?
Manchester City. The meme.
Have you seen the Pep meme?
No,
like from his documentary when he says, "We are tired, F you."
Yeah, facts.
Enough said, isn't it?
Yeah. But also, like you said, Sam, they're not the only team. If they were the only team that had to do this, we're doing it this week. This is our week.
Many are
playing
playing
3 games in 7-8 days. So it's got to be done. Look, City, they went out and bought Guehi, Simeone.
Yeah.
They've got Nico Gonzalez, who they bought last January. He doesn't get a game. Marmoush doesn't get a game.
Well,
like, they got the
Your
squad
City, the big bad bullies. You lot can cope.
like, turn up.
You just saw he rested players, didn't he, for the FA Cup semi-final?
Oh my goodness!
I mean, there's players, but like players like your Reinders, your Gonzalez's,
Marmoush.
you almost forget that they're there. Like, they got so many
Rico
good players.
Lewis, if he's about
Rico
somebody.
Lewis, I forgot he was still there.
Nico O'Reilly's taking his shine as the academy.
He has.
He surely left to Mönchengladbach 6 months ago, Rico.
Yeah,
there's no way he's still just the City. But so, do you know what I mean? Again, more games are being played, and again, like the Champions League, 2 extra games. Listen, the last day of that drama is great and all that. I was okay with how it used to be, just 6 group games finishing before the end, before December. I was fine with that. But in terms of where the schedule is at, and because City are in FA Cup final and got to the Carabao Cup final, like I don't really they wouldn't play those 2 home games back to back, but I don't really think they can have too many problems. Like I'm not sure there were that many alternative options in terms of what the Premier League, what they could have done to accommodate City here.
And the thing is,
you get to finals. Games are going to have to be rescheduled here.
Success it's almost a victim of your own success. Like,
Suffering from success.
I remember Arteta's always said the top players will play 50 to 60 games a year. Messi and Ronaldo done it their whole career.
He might have even said 70 if I remember.
I think he
might
did
have
say
went 70
when you chuck in international fixtures and that as well. So I do think it's expected.
Ridiculous from football at this moment in time.
I think it's too
change.
much. Rodri came out and said, didn't he, that players are going to start getting more injuries. Look at how many ACL injuries there have been this season alone.
But it's not going to change. It's only going to get worse. There's only going to be more games.
Well, the World Cup's got more games in it, Champions League.
Could you imagine, just for example, if you're a player that's going to play in the World Cup at the end of the season, just imagine you was in a Club World Cup.
If you're Declan Rice.
Yeah, but just imagine you was in a Club World Cup last season. That's another competition that's expanded. Yeah. You've come off the back of a long domestic season. You've played in that. You're obviously involved this year. You're going to play in a World Cup. One wonders what the quality of the World Cup's going to look like. And then obviously Premier League football next season.
Yeah.
Football's going to a scary place, but it's not going to change.
And this is the thing. When you look at PSG and Bayern yesterday, and we're talking about the minutes PSG players have played, is it becoming a game of freshness? I think the Premier League has already become a squad game. You look at Liverpool. Yeah. I think you suffered this season because of your squad. I think you struggled in the early part of the season, balancing the Premier League with the Champions League games. Mo Salah didn't quite hit the ground running. And you look at teams like Nottingham Forest, they were always sort of going to have a chance. They got a team for the Europa League and they got a team for the Premier League. So I think football is becoming a squad game where you're going to need 25 top players. Maybe not the best, but if you've got 25 good players, you should get there or there.
Bigger bench.
City aren't miles away from that, are they, by the way? In terms of what we do know, in whatever order they're going to be played, we know that Arsenal in the league, it's Fulham, West Ham, Burnley, Palace. We know for City, Everton away, Brentford home, Palace home, Bournemouth away, Villa at home. I'll say this as a neutral. I think Arsenal win their 4 remaining games in the Premier League. I really, really do.
Why though? Let's expand on that. Why?
Because I think home games against Fulham and Burnley are nice. Like I think you'll definitely beat Burnley.
Fulham's a bit of a bulky team for us.
Okay, possibly.
I back us all the way.
Burnley at home on a Monday night's cheeky as well. That got moved from the Sunday.
Well, you know
the
what?
last home game of this season, they've done fans dirty.
That's bad.
If you can't beat Burnley at home, the penultimate game.
No, you're right.
Let's just leave. I do know, like the Newcastle game at home. We watched it together, didn't we, on the show where you're not at your absolute fluent best, but you get the joy. I can see 4 of those type of performances.
I hope you're right.
I don't know why with City. I'm looking at that Bournemouth game in particular. I'm looking at Everton on Monday or Friday facing up.
Come on, boys.
I think there's a slip in there for City. I really, really do, boys.
But we can't slip up. For me, I know a lot of Arsenal fans have turned into maths teachers and started doing the whole goal difference debate.
Oh, I can't work that quickly.
Yeah, no. Big up them that want to do that. Me, when it's all said and done, it's in our hands, but out of our hands, out of our hands, but in our hands. The minimum it sounds mad. The minimum we can do, for me, just win our games, pray City.
Do you think it comes down to goal difference then?
If it comes down to it, I think we're in trouble. Yes, we keep clean sheets and whatnot, but Haaland started the season blisteringly well, took a bit of a period off. He's back now. Cherky's purring. This one's purring. That one's purring. Our attack, I mean, my hope is, domestically, Gyökeres probably had his best part of the season. Eze's in form. City could look at their attackers and know they're going to get a certain amount of goals. You look at us, it's not the same. Yes, you can do the clean sheet debate, but...
This is why the Newcastle game was so frustrating, because you need to score more. You can't win games 1-0 and expect...
I'm just happy to get 3 points, man.
Yeah, but CG, you can't...
You're not right. You're not wrong, sorry, but in that context, we need the 3 points. It is,
bro. You do just need the 3 points, especially off the back of 2 lead defeats.
Yeah,
However, I just think now, going into Fulham, Sam mentions Burnley. Go hit Burnley for 4 or 5. We saw City only score 1 goal against them. Okay, it was away, but for me...
What result that was for Arsenal, by the way?
Huge, because I thought that was...
What a 1-0 win for Man City,
mate,
that was, by the way.
I was worried, Sam, and so the goal difference hasn't really changed, and everyone was saying City are going to spank Burnley. So Sam's confidence is the reason why we're nervous, because you've not...
Which is understandable.
Yeah, because you've not felt what we felt. And
West Ham away in a title challenge season
when Saka missed the penalty. And CJ said to me a month or so
points,
ago,
man.
you can't underestimate Arsenal's ability to mess things up.
Well, you know what? You'll be happy to know you won't have to worry about goal difference this evening. You might have to worry about like aggregate scores and 2 legs, but I think we can work.
I wish we had away goals, man.
We have, yeah. My hot take is I miss the away goal. Bro.
I don't. If it benefits us,
I think that added a different,
yesterday,
and unique element to.
No, but that means your goal essentially stands for 2, isn't it?
And also, PSG don't go. I don't think PSG are as chaotic yesterday, and I don't think you get as good as a game with the.
I reckon you would have done probably.
Do you think?
Yeah, those 2 teams just want to play football.
Yeah.
Whether away goals count for 5 goals or 1 goal.
Well, if Bayern wins 1-0 in the second leg, it's not really fair who goes through. Away goals was the stupidest thing.
Sure you score away from home.
I understand why away goals came in. It was before my time, but things move on. We can't bring back away goals.
And things move on.
I've seen my team got out too many times from that.
Maybe Atletico Madrid do as well. I think there's a perspective in this country that they're a defensive. It's not perspective, is it? What's the word I'm looking for?
Perception.
A perception, not perspective. Help me out, Marco. What's going on there? They are this sort of defensively minded team. They've scored 34 goals in the Champions League this season, smashing their previous record of 26 in their 6 knockout fixtures in the competition. Have produced a total of 28 goals. So they're not keeping clean sheets, but they're scoring lots of goals, Atletico Madrid. So, possibly I don't think this is going to be a defensively minded performance from Atletico Madrid. The Gunners are unbeaten in their last 12 Champions League game. Their longest ever run of a European Cup or Champions League match without a loss came between March 2005 and April 2006. And I think you know what happened that season. Took them all the way to the 2006 Champions League final, which they lost 2-1 to Barcelona. We are 15 minutes away from kickoff on talkSPORT Goals.
Horrible.
Jose will always live in Chelsea fans' heart, okay? Because what he achieved and what he done for that football club. But Jose changed as a man. As the game has changed, I don't doubt he still has a quality, but I just find it crazy.
What do you mean?
Well, they've gone from, Real Madrid have gone from moving away from Zidane, okay? Then they went to Ancelotti, and then they brought in Alonso, right? They wanted to go in a different direction, slightly, moving with this slightly younger head coach. And now they're going back to Jose again. They sound a bit lost. Sounds a little bit like they're going back to what they know.
Yeah, but I hear you. And Julian Lorenz made some really good points there. I think Jose Mourinho in a bad fit. I think they thought that they wanted to be they've got Galactico side, right, with players again with Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, and Bellingham, players like that, right? They wanted to have like an Alonso coach who can make them play football. And they realised these players have got big egos. And they always have when you're at Real Madrid. Real Madrid is full of egos. Ancelotti knew how to control them egos. Who is a manager who knows how to control big egos?
Yeah,
Jose Mourinho.
I'm not saying he doesn't tick any boxes, but he will leave.
Do you need to have brilliant tactics when you've got them world-class players?
No, well, Jose obviously knows his way around a tactic board. He's
not an idiot. Of course he's not.
But there will be that the wheels will fall off, and he's the sort of manager now that I just don't know whether he. I just think
Benfica are unbeaten this season. I know they're second, but they ain't lost a game.
A very good evening. You are watching talkSPORT's YouTube channel, and also we're coming to you on your smart TVs. It is talkSPORT Goals, and it's brought to you by William Hill's Final One Standing 18+. Gamble away at the dog. Champions League football. Semi-final first leg. Arsenal back-to-back Champions League semi-finals. Last year, it was PSG, wasn't it? Tonight, Atletico Madrid away from home, and we're taking you through tonight's game in the Champions League. Atletico Madrid versus Arsenal. Atleti beaten 4-0, weren't they, in the league phase back in October at the Emirates. Atleti are fourth in the league, 25 points off the leaders Barcelona, but 10 clear of fifth place Real Betis. They did win on the weekend, ending a 4-game losing streak in all competitions. They've lost just won 2, and lost 7. They lost 9 games in all competitions. They're not coming into this game in the best of form. And in 6 matches against English sides played at home, Atletico have never lost. And all 6 of those were against different English teams. I touched near the top of the show, but over their 12 campaigns in this competition, under Simeone, they've got to 2 finals on both occasions, losing to Real Madrid. Many people say he's only at this club still, Diego Simeone, to try and finally get their hands on that big one. The Champions League is at domestic. He's actually won every trophy domestically over in Atletico. CJ, when you look at that Atletico Madrid team this evening, run us through it. What do you like? I mean, I guess not like from an Arsenal point of view, but in terms of being a good team, I guess obviously that front two in particular jumps out at you.
I mean, Sam, you said it there. The one thing I'd say is, of course, Atletico Madrid are not the most exciting team in the world, but I always try and push back on this narrative. As much as they will do the Housery, they will be solid defensively. They are very passionate.
Got nervous there.
No. Listen,
no, don't worry. I just thought about last night's game and no Housery at all.
Yeah.
No passing sideways, no set pieces, just pure vibes.
Just pure football.
I'm dreading Koke going down after like 30 seconds.
I like
one of those ones.
Yeah, no, I expect all of that, but they do go forward. Their fullback, like Llorente's role, will be interesting. Their left back actually tries to go forward quite a lot. Ademola Lookman, since leaving the Premier League, has been a revelation, and he's picked up where he's left off in Italy for Atletico Madrid, becoming a decisive player. Simeone's son is going to do a lot today. Julian Alvarez is obviously the superstar, and Griezmann's a villain against
Do we just call him all night Simeone's son, or do we actually?
I'm going to call him Simeone's son, man.
Call him by his actual
Simeone
name.
Jr. Simeone Jr.
His story's crazy, by the way. He was on the bench, obviously, like just as Simeone's son in the Real Madrid final in 2014, and he was
he's been on better loans,
and then he's now playing in the semi-final under his dad. Like, is that not one of the craziest football storylines?
Also,
ever?
like, imagine being the mum and wife of, and like your husband's managing and your kids playing.
Like, life's
Champions
complete.
League.
It doesn't get better than that.
It's
Well,
great
if
stuff.
they want it, it would probably be
True.
better.
Yeah, that would be
And
nice.
although it kind of, you could argue it's a 4-4-2 on paper, you'd imagine it's going to be a bit fluid, man. Like
Ruggieri cuts in.
exactly.
He's a bit of a centre-back.
He's going to overlap and do what you just said there. Llorente's going to invert. Griezmann naturally is going to be in the pockets. There'll be times where you'll think Lookman's a striker and Lookman's a winger. Then you look at our team. It's going to be a bit of a stalemate, if I'm honest, with the midfield very compact and packed, if I'm completely there with you. It'd be interesting to see what the subs do when the game stakes open up. It'd be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued to see how the front two in particular are going to sort of
Lovely
set up
players, man.
are going to in particular interchange, because we know of the quality. I mean, former Man City forward Julian Alvarez returning to the Atletico match they scored last weekend. He came back from a muscle issue. Alvarez has a club record 9 Champions League goals this season. Has been linked with a move to Barcelona. And again, I talked about the kind of how aggressive they are. Alvarez has applied 853 high-intensity presses, the most of any player in the Champions League this season, and leads also the way in terms of most high-intensity pressures per 90 minutes. So this is going to be an Atletico team that have got the flair in Mario, but we know they're also going to be aggressive and make it hard for Arsenal.
It's interesting you said that stat, because I know he works hard, but I didn't know he was like top in the competition for that. So it's interesting. And I think, like we was talking about the Man City game, the Carabao Cup final, we couldn't get out. We couldn't beat the press. And it looks like Alvarez isn't going to stand off. He's going to actually put the defence, David Raya, under pressure. So I think that could benefit us. I think that could force us to go long, be a little bit more positive.
But if we're going to go long, we have to be around Gyökeres, man.
Yeah, you've got to get around him. And that's why Eze not starting is quite frustrating, because when those balls, you look at the Tottenham game, when Eze and Gyökeres started together away from home, we were getting the ball forward a bit more direct. It's a bit frustrating Jurrien Timber's not playing, because I think this would be a perfect game for Timber. The way he inverts, the way he sort of congests the midfield, gets the team up the pitch. So it's an important game for Ben White tonight. It's interesting you mentioned Lookman there. He's going to have a very important game for them, because we know Ben White's not the quickest. He's definitely lost a yard or two. He was never that fast anyway.
That's a big battle, that, isn't it?
That's the one. I think that's where Atletico, unfortunately, could get a lot of joy. So it'll be interesting. And William Saliba tonight, another big game for him. I think he's been class. I think Saliba's sort of been almost underappreciated for Arsenal this season.
He's just so brilliant.
He's just so good that we almost forget to praise him. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but I think we're going to get a good game here, Sam. Maybe not a 5-4.
Why not?
Yeah, we could.
The football gods might prove everyone wrong, because going into this, everyone looked at yesterday as the most entertaining game. Of course, we don't expect this game on paper to be anything like that. But what if the football gods just say, do you know what? We're going to shut all you lot up. You don't want entertainment?
Mate,
you're a neutral, so you're good. When it comes to my team, I want boring victories every day of the week.
You want a William Saliba 72nd minute header, don't you?
Yeah.
And then David Ray to go down 4 minutes later.
I love a Gyökeres
So Mikel Arteta can go and deliver some important team news while David Ray goes, hey, that might be a key part of tonight's game as well. You never know. Let's not.
Nah, man, I think Ray actually had an injury them times.
Yeah, no, he always does. One more before we take our final break before the game. We know Arteta's got to win it. And of course, you've got ways to go. But 6 years ago, when he rocked up, this team weren't playing in the Champions League and a long, long way away, not in this competition, Romario. So the fact that there's back-to-back semi-finals is something that should be applauded.
Listen, you have to take your hat off to Mikel Arteta. He's gotten us back to where we want to be. As me and CJ were saying, the last time, the one and only time we was in the Champions League final was when we lost to Barcelona. So he's getting us close. If we can get to the final, I think he's done a good job. But hopefully we can get over the line. First ever Champions League. It'll be stuff for dreams, man. We need to win it eventually, Sam. Surely. Hey?
I don't know. I guess you want to. But that's some stadium, isn't it?
It's incredible. Newly built, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful.
Fans will make it amazing.
What's this toilet paper stuff they do?
I'm not sure.
I was at Palace the other night, and you were producing, weren't you? And they just started lobbing toilet paper on the pitch for the second.
Is it something to do with UEFA, maybe?
Must be a movement, man.
Yeah,
anything the fans do, I support it. I don't even know the context. Someone fill me in with it. But
be careful what you say there.
Yeah. Definitely, if it's something's legit, great. I'm sure we've done that once. The toilet paper.
I'm not sure.
I'm sure we have. I'm sure us and the Frankfurt fans did that once. In fact, no, you're right. It is something in relation to
it's the UEFA, isn't it?
Yeah, fans, voice your opinion.
Yeah,
we're playing on a Monday in our final home game. Voice your opinions. Yeah.
They're in the tunnel, Sam, mate.
I probably should have. Yeah, no, I can see, mate.
Yeah.
Fans throw toilet paper in football as a celebratory gesture or a form of protest against high ticket prices.
All right. I knew I needed to back it. Keep going.
Yeah, well done. CJ, the Luguna, the man of the people.
A man
4
of the
minutes
people.
until kickoff. We're taking one more break. Let's all go and get ourselves a nice cup of tea. Then it's time for the Champions League semi-final.
You know, and it's...
Tyson Fury against Anthony Joshua. 03717 223344. Mohammed in Cardiff. Good morning. Where are you at with this then?
Good morning, Jim. Good morning, Simon.
Morning.
Well, congratulations for your winning your award.
Thanks, mate.
But I think this is just another retirement paycheck for both of these fighters. 5 years ago, this fight would have been amazing. Both of them were in their prime. Both of them were world champions. It probably would have been a biggest fight in British boxing history. But now, Fury, you've seen a decline in his last fight. AJ hasn't been the same for a while. And it looks like it's just another big retirement paycheck for the both of them.
Yeah, but Mohammed, you'll watch it, right? You won't miss it.
No, I don't think I watch it, if I'm honest. Like, there's a fight on Saturday, Benavidez versus Ramirez. That's a fight
that's a proper fight. Yeah,
you see, that's a proper fight. Wardley and Dubois, another fight.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
There's
right.
jeopardy behind it. But this fight is just like Eubank and Ben. It's just another cop-out. Obviously, these two guys have achieved more than Ben and Eubank, but it looks like 5 years ago would have been great, but now I don't think I'd be wasting my time on watching, if I'm honest.
Interesting. Mohammed, listen, thanks for that. Arsenal fan, boxing fan, Keith, we know you. Keith, good morning. You having this fight?
Good morning. Did me a favour. What a lot of nonsense. Fury against Joshua. Let me tell you something. Anthony Joshua is one of the luckiest men in the history of British boxing. When he fought in the Olympics, he lost in the first round and he lost in the final. And then he gave him the decision because it was in London.
Okay, here we go then. This is talkSPORT Goals brought to you by William Hill's Final One Standing. It is 18 plus. GambleAware.org. It's Sam Ellard, CJ the Deludaguna, a.k.a. CJ Needham, and Romario Webster, a.k.a. Romario, but not that one. The Romario Webster from talkSPORT. We are taking you through watching Atletico Madrid versus Arsenal with you in the Champions League. Arsenal and Atletico Madrid are the two teams that have played the most matches in the history of this great competition without ever winning the trophy. Which team will take a big step closer towards that final? For Arsenal this evening, Raya in goal. The back four, as expected, we know Timberland travels. There was White, Saliba, Gabriel, Nkape, Zubimende, Odegaard, Rice. The front three, Gyökeres leads the line, Madueke from the right, and it is Martinelli from the left. So we are, maybe a minute or so away then from the game getting away. We are live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TVs. And just before the game gets underway, I'll tell you one more time that William Hill's epic boost tonight is Arsenal to score the first goal. It's been boosted from 6-4. From 10 to 11, so 6-4 now. State limit supply 18 plus at GambleAware.org. And with William Hill, you get ACCA boost on all of your accumulators with 4 or more picks, up to 100% boost for ACCAs or 15 legs. It is 18 plus. GambleAware.org. Gentlemen, how are we feeling?
Romario?
You know, I'm actually quietly calm because
You don't look it, mate.
yeah, no, I'm lying. I'm nervous. I'm nervous because this is huge, man. If we can get to a Champions League final, shut up a bit of the noise. I think it'll actually take the pressure off the Premier League running. You think if we get knocked out, I think if we get knocked out, it puts more pressure because then it's just down to that one competition. Whereas if you're in the final, you say, okay, we've got a Champions League final to look forward to. Let's try win the league, and then you're on for a potentially
Don't
exciting
come home
season.
empty-handed, boys.
Don't lose this game in an embarrassing manner. We have to come away with some pride and tact. And if we can win it, even better. Then the Fulham game, the sort of pressure's off even more. So I'm quietly confident they won't let us down.
I'm not sure pressure's off in the Fulham game, mate.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you're 4 wins away from
not off, but the
Premier League in 22
no, but
years.
Sam, the pressure. If we do
CJ,
not,
back me up.
Nah, the pressure's here to the end of the season. I can't.
no, you're right. But I'm telling you now, if we get thumped or lose bad today, the pressure on
We're
Fulham
not getting
is going to
pumped
be
today.
nasty.
We might lose, God forbid, but we're not going to get pumped. You know what? Let me stay humble and things of that word to Erling Haaland, but we're not going to get pumped. The pressure's here from now to the end of the season.
All I know is we lost that Carabao Cup final, lost to Bournemouth, and then everyone was very, very nervous in all them games.
All I would say to these boys is Arteta has to win me the Premier League. You man have to win me the champs. Of course, the manager tactically has to be inept today. Well, not inept. He actually has to be up for standing.
Hopefully not inept.
Don't do that, Mykhailo.
I can't lie. I was looking at Noni, big him up, man, and that word came to my mind. But anyways, I need my individuals to make the difference today.
What a lovely parting way to Madueke.
No, I love him. Like, I can get at Noni, but no one else can. Like, I'm an Arsenal fan. You can't call him poor. He's the best thing since sliced bread for me. If you mention him, like,
No, he is poor.
nah, he's cool. Man.
We're underway then in Madrid. Atletico Madrid 0, Arsenal 0, and it's Atletico Madrid who have started off with possession. But Mbappe wins it back and slips, and now Atletico are coming forward. Griezmann's got it. Alvarez, can he get shot away early? Declan Rice does well to get the block in there.
Sam, you see Nketiah slipping over. That was a common theme with Barcelona and Tottenham. They both complained about Atletico's pitch. I don't know if you remember, but a lot of Tottenham players were slipping over at the start.
Well, I remember the goalkeeper slipping over a few times. Right?
He kept slipping.
Make sure you got longer studs on today then, boys.
Yeah, man. Atletico's pitch has been a thing, but that's no excuse today. Get a result.
Very early stages, CJ, but you spoke before the game about how Atletico are going to set up. And it does look like that it is Simeone from the right-hand side. And do you think Griezmann and Alvarez are almost going to just interchange themselves?
Yeah, man.
One's going to come short.
Intelligent players, good players can always, and street smart players can always play with each other. Obviously, what it looks like on paper, it will be that, but it won't be that. You know, Griezmann's at his best when he's getting in the pockets, when he has, freedom within a framework to just get on the ball and do what he's been doing. Julian Alvarez as well. Like, obviously, Declan Rice cut it out, but you saw the little dummy from Griezmann. It's on the edge of the area with Alvarez. Those are the kind of situations they want to generate. Now, I know my boys have obviously seen that in the analysis, but that's, as an Arsenal fan, what you don't want to see today.
No.
Like, even now, look at both. Look at Griezmann on this left-hand side. And if I'm completely honest, Martinelli in the League Cup final, Noni Madueke and Ben White, you need to be switched on defensively. There's been moments where we've gone to sleep. You can't go to sleep in the Champions League semi-final, much less when you're playing a team of Atletico's quality, much less when you can see Griezmann, Alvarez, Lookman and players of that ilk. There's going to be moments today where we're going to live dangerously. This is dangerous. This is a horrible atmosphere to go to as a rival team. But unfortunately, this is what comes with playing in the big Champions League nights. Yeah. Both teams are hungry. As you said, Sam, both teams haven't won the Champions League. Two of the biggest sides not to. Both teams are hungry for that. For Simeone, he's done with what Arteta, if Arteta did what Simeone's done, all the critics are kind of shut up. He's got to 2 Champions League finals. He's obviously won everything domestically.
He won 2 La Ligas.
Yeah. And obviously, realistically, you can't really defeat Barcelona and Real Madrid, but you can have some days out in the sun.
Messi and Ronaldo
exactly.
Their best.
And I can't talk any higher of Simeone. They play a lot more positive football than people give them credit. Even things like when they won, the last league title, where people were saying Luis Suarez was damaged goods. They took him and won a title. I'm sure they had David Villa and they done things. Yeah, that's what needs to be done. That's the blueprint. Because arguably Arsenal are the 3rd biggest English club. Yeah, another slip
there, by the way.
Get longer studs on. Get longer studs on.
Change them boots.
Yeah, boy. Get longer. Come on, don't get them nerves out early. Magalhaes, what's that? Nketiah, you've played at this stadium before for Leverkusen, so I'm seeing too much slips and too much things. You, of all people, should have done your homework.
You know what it is? I need a big performance from Gabriel today. I think against City, he let Erling Haaland get in his head. And I know that's it's sort of the modern day Vieira Keane in it, Haaland v Gabriel. Not in the same level, but in terms of...
It's the closest thing. There's not really any beast. There's not really any beast like that.
This is what I mean. You're not getting them heated battles, but in terms of like rivalries that you expect to happen, Gabriel and Haaland, but I think Haaland won that sort of mental battle against Gabriel last time. So he needs to just keep his head, not get too involved. Because Gabriel's had the moments over the years where he's been sent off in big games for us.
Less of that, Gabriel Magalhaes. We love you here, man. He'll keep his head, man. Don't worry about Magalhaes. We got deeper problems than that. How are we scoring goals today, Romario?
Say that, man, but listen, big games, man.
You're going to talk these negative things into existence.
Listen,
the power of the tongue is real.
You called Nonny inept before the ball was
he is inept.
off.
He is inept. But at the same time,
listen, let us not be.
He is inept. But at the same time, I also said no one else could diss him. He's also potentially scored Arsenal's goal of the season.
Listen, all I'm saying is Gabriel's been at the club a long time, yeah? So he's part of the team that hasn't delivered a trophy.
None of them have
all of them are open to criticism.
Yeah, 100. Magalhaes is cool, man. Don't talk it into existence. Magalhaes is cool, man. He had one little moment against Haaland. It's hardly losing your head. It's just Haaland's been given nonsense. Just remember who you are, man. Yeah. I didn't even. Do you know what? I'll listen to you because again, I never saw the Magalhaes moment. I'd have to watch it on the replay. I never saw him against Haaland.
Nah, do you know what it is? The thing with Gabriel is, especially against Haaland, if he...
Come on, man.
If the referee... Nah, because...
tonight we might not do.
I didn't see it. I just remembered. I'm talking on something.
Because when he done the headbutt thing, I know he didn't headbutt him, but...
When did this happen?
Yeah, I hear you.
I did.
Shouts out Wenger, innit? Shouts out
man, I didn't see that. We're slandering Arsenal here.
Hey, but 5 minutes in, me and CJ are already disagreeing over what
it's the nerves, it's the anxiety, it's the excitement. It's everything that comes with the crunch time of the Premier League.
It's the beauty of being a football fan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here we go. Come on, Noddy. Shut me and CJ up.
Yeah,
let's go.
I like you, Noddy.
5 minutes gone, goalless. This is Arsenal's kind of first venture into the Atletico half. As Odegaard has it right-hand side, he tries to go centrally, maybe not the pass where he intended, but
be brave.
Nkape picks up the ball for Arsenal. The first 5 minutes, Atletico have the majority of possession, but haven't created any chances yet. And now this is kind of the first time, CJ, that Arsenal can just enjoy a spell of possession.
Yeah, man, away from home, you want to get that early. You want everyone to get a touch of the ball. You want to see everybody's up for showing for the ball away from home. You want to get 10 passes in. We know there's moments where we're going to have to live dangerously, and they go, I'm not.
By the way, Kate, gets him down the right-hand side.
Come on, Arsenal! Noddy!
Nelly, what are you doing?
Noddy, if you could do that 10 times a game, I'd love you, mate. Again, come on. A broken clock's right twice a day. Where was that in the previous times in an Arsenal career? Noddy, keep doing that.
By the way, Kate, right-hand side inside the box, beats his man, stands the ball up to the back post. And then I think Martinelli tries to throw himself out at the back post. And then it falls to Nkape, who volleys it and it goes over. But Madueke does well to beat his man, stands a good ball up to the back post. Martinelli's header, and he doesn't get anything on it. And everyone does that almost just maybe put Nkape off?
Yeah, man, it's those kind of fine margins.
It's a big chance, though.
It's a big chance, and goals change games.
That's a volley from a couple of yards out.
You want to see more of that?
He's almost a mark when he makes his run.
Yeah, you want to see more of that. That's a chance where I hope when we're analysing this game at full time, I don't look back to it. For me, at this moment in real time, that's a positive because, as you said, they've had the majority of possession so far. But away from home, you're going to have periods where you have to suffer. Both teams look very good off the ball. It's the pockets, as you can see there with Julian Alvarez, Simeone, and obviously Griezmann. I promise you, if you just want to see football today, watch Griezmann off the ball. He's the one that makes me the most nervous. Of course, they've got quality all over. We're in for a treat today, man.
Goalless then in Spain. Alvarez, who plays it out to Griezmann now, right-hand side. He's up against Gabriel. It's his first chance to maybe cause some damage. Tries to slide the ball into Alvarez.
Quality.
Nkape does really, really well to read the run. He goes out for a goal kick. 7 gone, still 0-0.
And I'll just say, Sam, Nkape, he deserves his flowers, man. I think a few people, shouts out Marco, who's working with us tonight. He was saying to me 45 mil is quite a lot. I actually think it's a good price for someone of his age, what he's won, what he could win at the club.
What are you picking up Marco for?
No, I'm just picking him up, man. I'm just letting the people know.
Is pesto polo or polo, whatever it is.
Marco will
appreciate pasta.
That.
Lead them out, you know.
I convinced him it was good value for money anyway, Sam. Good signing.
I think he's been solid, hasn't he, this season?
He's been good, man.
I'll tell you, you can buy as many defenders as you want. I've got no problems about them. It's when we spend money in other areas. Nkape, he's a warrior. Like, he's absolutely a warrior. Is he the most aesthetically pleasing? Is he the greatest defender? All right, go on. Oh, unlucky. Nelly, get your body there. Get your body there. Get your body there. Get your body there. Don't foul him. Ref, is that us? Okay, unlucky.
Yeah,
but yeah, Nkape, warrior, got a lot of time for him. And do you know what? One thing I like about him, he's just nasty, man. He's an S-houser, as I would say. Like, I got a lot of time for Nkape.
Nah, good addition.
Upgrade on Kivio.
Exactly.
Yeah. 8 gone, still goals. It was a bright start for Atleti, having the very, very early possession and the best chance of the game. It was a good chance, by the way. Fell for Arsenal. The ball coming in from Nonny Madueke after some good work on the right-hand side. And Martinelli went for the head and missed it. Nkape also arriving in the back post. He strikes on the volley. Only a couple of yards out when it just goes over. So half a chance there. CJ, Martin Odegaard, is he still just trying to ease his way, find his way back to his best? Because obviously we know he's had lots of injuries, but is he getting there? Do you think can he reach that peak level of a couple of years ago when he was one of the best players in the Premier League?
I think this season, or what's left of it, to a degree, in terms of seeing Odegaard personally at his highest level, is probably a write-off. Obviously, you can use this season to build into next season and whatnot. I think now it's just about, first and foremost, keeping you fit. I'm not being funny. You're the captain. Whatever people say about Martin Odegaard, when he's in our team, we do press better. We do look more like a fluid unit. And I do think many people say, Odegaard drops deep and things of that ilk, which they're not wrong. I do think Odegaard can show us a lot more. But then you have to ask yourself, if we're playing against mid and low blocks and he does drop deep, why does he do that? Like, the question is with the coaching, like me and you were talking off air, as much as there's criticisms around Zubimendi or Declan Rice on the ball, I'm accustomed to a lot of teams, simply put, just marking them out of the game. Yeah. So I do think it is a question for Mikel Arteta. That being said, with Martin Odegaard, this season's been a bit of a write-off. I don't think he's really excelled in starting appearances. I think they've come when he's come off the bench. That being said, in his last 2-3 games that he started, I do think he's been all right. I think he's a player that will always divide us fans. Some fans, I don't think he can win over. Some fans cut a lot of excuses. Because he's not the poster boy captain on paper and things of that ilk. Don't get it twisted. There are fans that have healthy criticisms and want to see a bit more. I'm not speaking about them. He just doesn't fit the image of what a traditional British captain should be. And
okay, I understand that maybe about the captain.
That's why he will never win people over.
Overall, though, as a player and as a servant,
wonderful footballer, yeah.
Remarkable.
30 million quid. It's money well spent. If we ever sold him, even by our standards, I know we brought Berter in, we will get our money back. Be interesting to see what we do with Odegaard long term, because he's got 2 years left on his deal. Imagine he signs a new one, but you never know.
I think a lot of it as well, boys, is, and I know it's the common theme, but because we haven't won that big trophy yet, a lot of fans will continue to be frustrated with certain individual players. Certain players who have just joined maybe get a bit more time and less stick. But, I mean, even Saka's been criticised this season for his performances. So I think everyone's open game, man.
Odegaard there, just finding some space outside the box, 25 yards out, tried to whip a ball into Victor Gyökeres, but it was cleared. 10 minutes gone, Atletico 0, Arsenal 0. Arsenal, in the last 5 or so minutes, started to enjoy a little bit of possession. Best chance of the half falling so far to Nketiah, that left-footed volley from close range going over the bar. Is it in the summer then, Rom, that, when you get, is it just those wide areas in particular, that left-hand side where you're kind of looking for that kind of superstar? And do you think they might even be tempted to go in for another centre forward with Gyökeres being a bit up and down this season?
Well, I think Gabriel Jesus will definitely leave this summer, so we'll definitely need another forward. Come on, Gyökeres. It's interesting to see what happens with Victor Gyökeres. A lot of Arsenal fans are calling for us to sell him. I wouldn't sell him so soon.
Nonsense.
I think we need an upgrade on the left wing, if not 2. I don't think Trossard can still be at the club. I actually said we should sell Trossard last summer. I just didn't think he was going to have the legs. But yeah, man, we need a left winger and a midfielder. Someone in the sort of, not João Neves, but more Doué. Someone who can actually dribble and run with the ball, man. We haven't got enough dribblers in our team.
Yeah.
Everyone wants the ball to feet, Sam. You need some players who can run with it.
What is going on here, boys? Barking out, man. See, you jinxed Magalhaes. I told you about this.
Blame me or blame the man.
I'm blaming you.
I hear it. I'll take the blame.
I can't talk to Magalhaes, but I can talk to you.
Just listen. I love Gabriel, by the way, CJ, but he's been there, bro. He's been there.
I ain't seen it. I've only seen it.
No, but if you're going to criticise Arteta for not getting us over the line, the players he's used, that's what I'm saying with Odegaard, Sam.
But everything comes back to the gaffer, though. Good and bad. And this is someone that cuts. No, it does come back to the gaffer, because everyone can see we're a competitive side now. People can say what they want about Mikel Arteta. What they can never deny is that he is a good manager. Yeah. That he has rebuilt this club.
But that's almost my point.
No. But this is my issue. He's done all of that. The only question is, are you a winner? Can you get over the line?
Are the players winners?
You've assembled the squad. You've brought these players. There's very few players in this Arsenal team, apart from Martin Odegaard, that signify Arsenal's trajectory. Then Magalhaes, as you said, Bozo, Gini, had all of those kind of things. He's ilked that out of his game now, and he's one of the best centre-halves on the planet. The good about this team is on Arteta. The bad about this team is on Arteta. Every player in this side is because you've wanted to be here. It's all in your image. So, yeah, we can say what we want about the players, but it's time to deliver, Gaffer. And this is from someone who actually thinks he's one of the best managers around at the moment. But you need, obviously, apart from the Peps and Enriquez, but
no, I
you need to get over the line. Back-to-back semi-finals. We've been biting at the cherry where the Premier League's concerned. People, obviously, we didn't get over the line, but we did get to a League Cup final. FA Cup, I'm not happy, but you were, 90 minutes away from being at Wembley. We've shown we can compete in 4 competitions. Back-to-back semis, more points than the Invincibles, this thing, that thing, and the other. That's not what we're aspiring to. In August, the goal was trophies.
Trying to win,
and look what we've got. We're still in the Premier League shout. We're still in the Champions League shout.
Now, you're right. When he's signing the likes of Noni, Norgard, who said he barely plays, it does come back to the manager. Don't sign these players.
Alvarez, outside the box, left-footed shot. He tries to switch it onto his right foot. Shoot!
I told you about him on the semicircle.
That was it. Ball came in from the left-hand side. He gets the ball to feet outside the box. Does really, really well to work the space. Shifts it onto his right foot. Gets the shot away. Tries to bend it in the bottom corner. Raya does well. Throws himself to his left-hand side and tips the ball out for an Atletico Madrid corner. First chance for Atletico, Rom.
That's the individual quality we've been speaking about, boys. Julian Alvarez there, fashioning a shot out of almost nothing.
Quick fee, isn't it, to be able to create that room in such a tight space?
So good. He knows what he wants to do. He's just a very good player, man. And what a save from David Raya. Saved us a lot this year.
Corner comes in. David Raya punches it away. And then Ben White or Victor Gyökeres helps it out. Antoine Griezmann's got the ball right-hand side, whips it in. Good header there from Gabriel. By the way, don't worry, we had to wait until the 50-minute last night to see a goal in the Bayern Munich PSG game. So it's coming. Gyökeres here, coming through down the left hand.
I'm slightly moved. Gyökeres, the close control's kind of mad. Gyökeres! Oh my God! Come on! Use your right peg on the guy. Boys, come on.
Come on, boys.
I can't believe I saw that from Gyökeres.
Put some respect on my boy's name.
Yeah, boys, regroup.
But Victor Gyökeres gets played in down the left hand side. He carries the ball a long way. He then puts the ball into a danger area. Falls to Martin Odegaard, right-footed shot is blocked, but that's kind of the pace and power you want from Gyökeres, carrying that ball, Rom, and moving into space.
Sam, that is the Gyökeres I thought we signed. He's not really shown that pace a lot.
He got a lot of heat last week, innit?
Because he can't run. He got the heat against...
It might be a bit... You know when he first got the ball and started running? I wonder whether could he try to whip it kind of across earlier?
That's what CJ said. But he learned from last week against Newcastle when he tried to remember it.
But he still should have... That was just bad execution, wasn't it?
If I'm honest, that should have resulted in either a goal or a save from Oblak. But good opening. Probably our most positive one of the game. In Capie, I think you need to change your boots, man. Early doors. I know he's gone down now, but he's been in a bit of madness.
That Newcastle one you mentioned there was remarkable, wasn't it? That he wasn't able to find that pass with. Basically 4-on-1, wasn't it?
Yeah, I felt sorry for him as well, Sam, because there's this sort of narrative that he's not a proper footballer. He's just a finisher. He hasn't got the technical ability, and that almost just confirms people's views on him. So what he's just done now, I'm happy for him, man, but we need to see more of that. Go and do that some more, man. Can he get himself a goal tonight?
And that's the thing, Roms, which I make you right. Like, clearly Julian Alvarez is way better than Gyökeres and more technically gifted, but regardless of what I think about Alvarez or Gyökeres, can you get on the ball, fashion your own luck? You kind of did that now. The thing with Gyökeres is we're only going to get joy out of him tonight if we do look to hit him early on the counter attack. As you can see in front of us, there's one Gyökeres surrounded by red and white.
He done well to get the ball in the box.
Yeah, he done well, but that's what needs to happen for us. We've got players that are good on the transition. Many an Arsenal fan actually hasn't been happy with Gyökeres, Martinelli and Noni Madueke as a front three.
They think that, because neither of them are really technical players. I mean, Madueke...
If you play direct, you can get something out of them. Another decent ball by Noni, and technically a shot on target, but Noni, decision-making today has been better.
Yeah, that's how Madueke with his right foot just whips the ball into the box. Nketiah got his head on it, but it was kind of an out-swinging cross with not much pace on it, and he wasn't able to trouble the goalkeeper. Julian Alvarez, we touched on him earlier, already 12 touches for Atletico Madrid, and the majority of those touches have been in a dangerous position for Arsenal. The best moment, or one of the best chances of the game, fallen to Julian Alvarez, doing well to fashion a shot from a tight angle, which David Raya punched away for a goal kick. If Arsenal win the league, I do think an Arsenal player is going to win the Player of the Year. If you had to pick one, who do you think has been the standout Arsenal player this season?
Go on, CJ, you take this one.
About 2-3 candidates, man.
But I don't want you to tell. I kind of want one name, if that's all right. Because I can name 3 or 4 for you.
I can give you. I can't. We'll have to divide it between Saliba, Raya, and Rice. We'll have to chop up the award.
It's one of them four. I don't think. If you're being brutally honest, and it's a bit ugly, David Raya's probably been our most consistent player.
Him and Saliba, yeah.
Him and
Magalhaes until recent. And it would be anyone in our defensive unit and Rice. Like, it wouldn't be anyone else. Recency bias, you could say Eze, but if we're being honest, it's not that.
I'm not sure Eze.
Do you know what? I'd give it Saliba because I think he's underappreciated. I think Raya deserves it, but for the propaganda purposes, it would be nice to see Declan Rice.
Sam, do you think
he's offside?
Could you see Bruno winning it regardless?
I don't think Bruno will win it. I think Bruno Fernandes has been the best player in the Premier League this season, but I think if Arsenal win the league, I think an Arsenal player is going to.
But don't they announce the Player of the Year before the season ends, which is weird,
isn't it? Yeah.
So are you more moved? Listen, Bruno's a good player, and I know I'm an Arsenal fan. fan. I don't want to be seen as slandering Man United because I'm not doing that. Shout out to Bruno for what he's done.
Yeah, he's a remarkable season.
He's dragged
been
Man United on his ones. But what he's done, is that more impressive than, for example, what Simeone did at Bournemouth and now currently at City?
But yeah, good
Igor
point.
Thiago of Brentford. Not to push agendas, but...
Semenyo's not really been pushed, has he?
No, but no,
Semenyo's had
and
a
then
very
even
good
that,
year.
William Saliba. Like, again, maybe because he's a defender, there's a defensive...
Semenyo's a good shout as well.
Yeah, exactly.
He's at Bournemouth as well.
Look what he did at Bournemouth and look what he does at City. God forbid, especially if they win the Prem. Not to discredit Bruno, but... Are you moved by that? Like, I'm more moved by Igor Thiago, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it was crazy. Haaland's got 24 goals in 31 games, and he's not even...
But I think we're all bored of Haaland being good now, aren't we? Yeah, we get it. You're good. We get it. You can't win any more awards.
It's just all right, mate. All right.
Grow up and do something else for a living. We're 20 minutes in then to the game. The Champions League semi-final first leg. Atletico 0, Arsenal 0. Been quite even in terms of possession. Both teams have had a big chance. And Cape had a volley after a Madueke cross. And then for Atletico, Julian Alvarez had a shot from outside the box, pushed away by David Raya. I think Arsenal, apart from maybe the first 5 minutes where there was a few, I think Arsenal settled into this game quite nicely.
I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing, Sam. I think the way Atletico is setting up is actually helping us quite a lot. I think we're physically a lot more dominant than them. I think we're sort of winning a lot of the 50-50 battles. Rice is sort of cleaning everything up in midfield. I'm liking Hincapie's position. He looks like he's got quite a lot of freedom. So I think it's a good start, Sam. I think you were right. I think we've approached this similar to the Man City away game.
Go on.
Ball now into Martin Zubimendi. Again, another good spell of possession. The clock ticks on to exactly 20 minutes. When Arsenal do have possession inside the Atleti half, it's Atletico pretty much sitting pretty deep, aren't they? With 11 behind the ball. Not looking to be too aggressive and kind of pressing Arsenal too hard of the picture. Again, Arsenal now just almost trying to be patient. Lots of possession here for Declan Rice. Not too many entry passes yet, but Martin Odegaard drops a little bit deeper now on the right-hand side. He's got Madueke, but again, he comes back. And this, I guess, is just about being patient, isn't it? Trying to, wait for that killer pass to break down this Atleti low block.
You know what, Sam? You asked me what signings I think Arsenal need. I think we need a lot more runners off the ball as well, but I just think Arteta doesn't want that. We haven't got a lot of people running in behind. I know they're sat camped in here. It's a good ball in.
Attack that. Ref, is that pen?
That's a corner.
Okay.
It's got to be a corner.
I think came off Madueke.
Yeah, it's a definite corner.
Just some in-play odds with William Hill. Gyökeres to score any time was 9-4, now 11-4. Arsenal to lead at half-time was 7-2, now 4-1. Alvarez to score first goal was 5-1, now 6-1. It is 18+, gamble away underdog. All those odds with our very good friends at William Hill. And Arsenal have got themselves a corner because that ball in the box, I'll tell you what, I think it was Madueke, didn't it?
Yeah, I think Noni's hit Gyökeres in the face and he's gone down there. I think he's got... Hopefully Gyökeres is all right now. I think it's just a little... He's bleeding there from his nose a little. Oh,
You'll live, man. Come, you're good, man. Come on. That's not real.
You'll live.
You'll live, man. Come on. Roy Keane thing. Forget that. You're good, man. This is Champions League.
I mean, he's got a little bit of blood on his lip, but I think it's one of them.
Yeah, wipe the blood, man. Come on, man. Tough, right?
Yeah. Maybe if you're 2 up with 10 minutes to go in the second leg, you can do it,
Oh, he ain't got the physios on. CJ, look away, bro. Look away.
Man, it's a bus lip, man.
No, you can't.
We've all had a bus lip before, man. We didn't die. Come on, let's go.
No, I can't believe he's... Yeah, all right. We'll forgive you, Yok, if you score. What do you reckon, though, Sam, as a neutral?
What about the game?
How Arsenal looking?
I think Arsenal looked okay. I think you've looked pretty good. In the first 5 minutes, I thought Atletico started the better of the two teams. But I think last 15 minutes, you've had the better spell of possession. I do worry in transition. I do think when Atletico do get the ball out wide, I think Griezmann and Alvarez, as CJ alluded to rightly before the game, are getting themselves into positions and pockets. And I think you're going to have to be switched on for the whole game. Because I do think players like Alvarez and Griezmann, they have got that moment of genius in them to unlock your defence. But I think in terms of control, I think you've started off pretty well. I think you're looking decent in possession. I do think Crikey wants to punch the microphone. I do think when Atletico have got a lot of men behind the ball, when Rice is in possession and Zubi, I'm not sure it feels like they're going to make something happen.
This is why I hope Eze comes
there's a lot on Eze when he comes on, or a lot on Odegaard maybe to make something happen. So I think it's going to be a tight game, a cagey game, but I think so far so good.
I think the one that looks like they have a bunch of freedom is obviously Hincapie. Now, obviously, don't get it twisted. Atletico Madrid, like us, they're very good off the ball. They're kind of forcing the issue. Like, you will see us getting forward and people always say, why are you not crossing? Why are you not crossing? Rightly or wrongly, there's too many of their bodies in the box. So this is where I need players to force the issue. And it comes back to what we kind of said at the start in that I trust Mykhailo Mudryk to tactically make us cope with Atletico, but the individual brilliance, it's not really there at this moment in time. So players, whether you're the key men that are on the bench or your players that we're not universally sold on, stand up to be counted.
We have an Arsenal corner, though, 23 minutes, and Noni Madueke with an in-swinger. It's a really, really poor corner. Barely beats the first man, and it comes back out to Declan Rice. who is going to go. Oh, he's going to go back to the goalkeeper, and Arsenal are going to start again. And
Reshape. No, I'm cool. Reshape. It's so good, guys. It's good. It's good.
The way you leaned back into your chair didn't suggest
that did not look cool.
I was so impressed. I was blown away. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it.
You're just stretching mid-game.
Yeah, like stretching, man. There's a method to the madness.
You know, it's Sam. Every fan watches their team differently. Yeah, I've never watched the game with CJ, but I'm realizing CJ kicks and breathes every single.
I'm a passion merchant.
Pass. I love it.
When it's all said and done, I'm nothing more than a passion merchant, personally.
I love it.
Good. I mean,
like my gaffer.
Yeah. Be watching Arsenal in the Champions League semi-final match. So I mean, for me, as long as you don't swear, I don't really care, to be honest with you.
I've never sworn. That's Abby's job.
Yeah.
Big up Abby. Yeah, she has.
I mean, the way Tottenham are going,
big her up though. Yeah, I can't blame her, man. Big her up.
You wait till Chelsea relegate her 2 weeks on Tuesday night.
Oh, you're gonna have to bleep off the show, man.
And Quakey Rafari sat next to her. You wait till that moment's gonna happen on
1 million views.
Yeah.
That's you might have to just bring a horror in just for extras as well, innit? Just double.
And then the sports buff. Cundy better get on that bike quick from Stamford Bridge to the sports buff for that show. He can't miss that one, can he? The 24 gone then. Atletico 0, Arsenal 0. Arsenal's best chance falling to Nkapie. Atletico Madrid forced David Raya into a save with a Julian Alvarez shot from just outside the box, which was pushed away. And once again, it's Arsenal in possession inside their own half.
Midfielder show, man. Rice 4-6. This is where we need another midfielder. And Roms, do you know what? Yeah, you're right. Nkapie, there's no diss on Nkapie. I'm happy he's here. But I'm doing that thing us fans do.
Go on.
And what I mean by that is, Nkapie looks like the player with the most freedom from an Arsenal perspective at this moment. And I'm just thinking, if Calafiori was there, he's got a bit more magic on the ball. I'm doing that
thing.
But
is that where our system's wrong, CJ? Is that we're relying on our fullbacks to have the most freedom? You mentioned Shirky earlier and what Pep's done.
I know football's gone woke, Roms. I know football's gone woke here, and we need goalkeepers that are good with their feet. Strikers need to defend. I understand that. Me of all people, I understand that. But the game and the roles do not change.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you remember it earlier in the season, more so when Calafiori and Timber were fit? They had the most touches in the up box.
Yeah.
We need to start getting our key players in those kind of roles. Me personally, I think we've done the kind of collective thing. I don't want it to stop. I think we're at that point where 90% we're there. We just need to have a bit more focus on the individuals, because at the end of the day, they make the difference in the Premier League.
Yeah, we need a little bit more magic.
Players that can,
Ezes and Sakas and
players that can just put the team on their shoulders. And even if it's not that, you've just got a bit of quality to make that happen.
They're two quite nice players, aren't they, to have off the bench in the final 15 or 20 minutes, Saka and Eze. And again, you hope they'd be fit to start the second leg, wouldn't you? If they,
by God's grace,
start an hour on Saturday against Fulham, and then they can,
Sam, that's where I think we do have to sort of appreciate Madueke being here. Not in terms of what he delivers, but the fact that you can rest Saka. I think this last season,
provided that.
Saka starts, doesn't he? You look at he got rushed back from his hamstring injury last season, played against Real Madrid, scored, played against PSG. So I do think, Madueke's helped Saka.
No, Roms, you're right in that regards. Like, I've said this to Sam before. One thing I didn't accept as Arsenal fans is the whole petitions and all of that. I rate Noni's mentality. I don't think he's a bad guy. And like you said, he's fulfilling his role in terms of being a squad player rightly. My thing was more, it's unproven potential. It's another uncertain player in an attacking unit. And obviously, I'm not a transfer man, but 55 million, could it have been spent better? I know it's not 100%. As white and black as this. Cherky 30 million, but 55.
I think Madueke at Chelsea was a frustrating player. He was.
That's the word, isn't it? Frustrating.
He'd have one good game and then go quiet.
You've got potential, but it needs to be realised.
Sure, I appreciate that he's a direct player, takes players on. But I know this has been done at the start of the season, but I thought that was a really interesting and strange signing from Arsenal to spend that amount of money on someone who I thought, especially when you're trying to get to that next level.
Exactly.
Have a bigger squad, have those players who can come in and replace Saka and, not have too much of a drop-off.
That sums it up there, Sam.
Then he's actually done all right today, but Noni let himself
down. But again, he had that good moment in the first
2 decent
minutes.
balls in the box.
He beat his man on the outside, put a good ball in the box, but
that's why you say he's frustrating, because you do so well at the start. You beat 2 men, you get a ball in the box, and then, look, you've given it away, and it's led to this.
And I've said before, like Ben White and Noni, when they've played together, they have gone to sleep defensively.
Yeah.
In Noni's defence, though, even though I know you're trying and whatnot, I looked at that sign and said, okay, I don't really think this is a level raiser. Like I said, squad player, all of that stuff, great, but I don't think it's a level raiser, etc. At the end of the day, I'm just an armchair expert. Arteta is the manager. If you can make it happen, make it happen. And I haven't learned anything in that regard. Like, the potential needs to get realised. There's too many players that we've got like that. If Martinelli had better decision making, if we do this with Noni, if Odegaard that, And I don't doubt. Listen, I like them, but if we want to go from being a competitive team to the next level, we need to have these answers.
Oh, there was a cross in there from the left-hand side. Julian Alvarez made a run into the box, but he was a little bit too far away. Not enough pace on the cross, and Alvarez headed loops over the bar, and it remains Atletico Madrid 0, Arsenal 0.
You know one thing I like about Simeone, not necessarily today. Have you ever seen, like, he always looks dressed for a funeral, like he's trying to get the opposition team out of there.
What do you make of Arteta's fit? The kind of, he's got like
drippy.
He's got...
Drippy, man. Most drippiest manager in world football.
No,
drippy,
he's not,
man. He's drippy.
He does a turtleneck a lot, didn't he?
Wavy.
Likes a
What's he got
turtleneck.
tonight? Like a little
wavy.
Like a black,
man.
3/4.
Yeah, quarter zip or whatever they call it. Yeah, man. He's wavy.
I like
simple
a
elegance.
You think?
Yeah, Sam, you like a quarter zip. I've seen you rock a few.
Yeah, and I'm not
nights.
fashionable, am I? And everyone tells me I'm not fashionable.
No, I
Therefore,
like.
I'm not, you know.
Mate, I like a quarter zip. Smart, casual. It's good, man.
Yeah, but you're right. Simeone looks like he's like, you're coming to my funeral.
Yeah.
You guys are not getting anything out of
You're
this
going to
game.
get barbecue today.
And you,
Right.
yeah, but I love a barbecue, don't you?
So
What's your favourite part of a barbecue?
Chicken, mate.
It depends who's cooking the chicken.
and burgers, man.
It's a burger for me because you can't really mess that up.
If you could have,
know what I mean?
if you got, like, if you're having a barbecue party this weekend, like beautiful sunshine,
ribs.
Who, and you can invite one Arsenal player to come to your barbecue, who would it be?
Oh,
I only ask the good questions on these talkSPORT goals, you know?
Wait, say it again.
You're having a barbecue around your CJ's gaff. You know, you're getting the barbecue out, and you can invite one of the boys from the Arsenal team who's coming along. Who are you inviting?
Noni Madueke, I want to know your thought process when you're in the final third. I want to know when you get in the positions. That's why you're coming to the barbecue. I want to know why you do these things. Keep going, Madueke. Let's go.
The clip, by the way, would have started with us talking about barbecues and ending with Madueke. But it's a really good effort from Madueke. Rice wins the ball back. Odegaard gives it to him. Again, cuts in on his left foot, beats a couple of men, curls the ball just wide of that right-hand post. Big chance for Madueke still. So you invited Madueke because you wanted to ask him about decision-making.
Why can't you do that numerous times?
I'm bringing Ben White, Benny Blanco. Now, do you know why? Because he's such a peculiar character. I sort of just want to know what he's like outside of football. Like, he might be a cool guy.
You know what? Rice or Magalhaes for me, man. You know, they're probably good lads, man. A few beers with Magalhaes, he's probably a world of fun, man. Have you seen when he goes and watches Brazil? Like,
he's
Corinthians.
Mad,
he's a passion merchant. You'd think he's like a Newcastle fan or a Leeds fan, the way he's jumping up and down in the stands. Like, probably him.
All right.
Now, Ben White, also, I want to know what happened between him and Steve Holland. You know what I mean?
Find out the gossip.
I need the real story.
Off wax.
I bet it was something really not that exciting after all this. After all...
And it just take the burger off his hands, innit? Right, give me that back. The story weren't good enough.
Go now, pal.
Yeah, see you later, Ben. See you.
Right, so you got Madueke, you got Ben White.
Who are you bringing?
Yeah, you live with Liverpool.
I can bring an Arsenal player.
No,
Liverpool.
no, let's do Arsenal first, then Liverpool.
Okay.
Because on brand, we want you to be included.
Liverpool, you want me to be included?
I want you to be included. You're a neutral, but you're a good lad. Who from Arsenal, man? Like,
thanks, I'm glad I'm included on that.
You're one of the good ones, man.
You are the host of me.
Yeah.
Nicest man on talkSPORT.
Liverpool, thank you. Liverpool, I go Andy Robertson. Arsenal, you know what, I will go a bit, but I think Declan Rice would be a good crack.
Declan Rice would be good. But you don't drink beer. I mean, not that we're promoting drinking beer,
but...
but...
be a good fun.
Roms doesn't like if you don't drink. Like,
if you don't drink, you're boring.
You can't trust you.
Listen, summer barbecue, you want a few juices.
What if he wants a shandy? If you got some burgers and sausages and coleslaw, I'm happy about it.
Can I just say, Sam, I've seen CJ celebrate his birthday. That's all I'm going to say, innit? So he likes a little drink. That's all him.
I haven't seen anything. I don't know, man.
Went to his birthday?
No, but
I saw his clips.
I saw his, I think.
Yeah, who doesn't want to put their hair down and, you know.
That's what I mean.
You haven't got much to put down, have you?
Yeah, I know. When you look like this, come on, it's fresh as hell, man. But yeah, just a little bit of rum, just good day, quiet night in. I don't know what Rom's talking about.
I didn't see that. Was it recently?
13th of April, a couple of weeks ago.
2 days before me, Sam, weirdly.
Oh, you're Aries.
I'm 15th.
Hey.
Come on.
When you born, Sam?
June the 7th, mate.
You're cool anyways, man. Man. Include him, man.
Thank you. Thanks for including me on tonight's
Yeah, it's only the Sam Ellard show, essentially.
No, it's not.
Sam, you're not good.
You're the star, man.
You need to rope EastEnders in. You need to know CJ's favourite EastEnders character at some point as well.
This guy. I ain't watched it in a minute, man. It's Phil Mitchell.
No one's watching it. Has anyone watched EastEnders?
Is Phil Mitchell
2010?
Is Phil Mitchell and Grant still about?
Phil's still around.
Then automatically.
32 gone. Arsenal 0, Atletico 0. Griezmann to Alvarez. That's a poor pass, and it goes out for a Arsenal goal kick. Arsenal, I think the width from Arsenal has been really, really impressive. In particular, Madueke's had those couple of moments on the right-hand side. Arsenal, I think it's fair to say, for the majority of this half have had, I think, pretty good control, but overall,
away from home,
it's been pretty tight. It's been pretty cagey. Not too many chances being created. It feels like both sides just don't want to give an inch, do they, at the moment, right?
And this is what scares me, Sam, in a good way, in that tactically we're coping, especially away from home. As you said, Atletico had the majority of the ball. We look like we've kind of calmed it down. But if we just assume that we get into like minute 89 like this is where I'm looking at, can we get a bit of magic from Eze? Because they definitely can with Alvarez and players of that ilk. So, yeah, it's the Champions League. You need to take advantage of those moments and generate those moments. But so far, so good for me.
Yeah, you have to say, Madueke has probably been Arsenal's most dangerous
fair play, yeah.
You know what? Seeing that shot again, the replay, it's given me confidence for Saka. If we can get Saka on the pitch with like half an hour to go, I think he'll have a moment, man. It's just whether he takes it.
Now, that's the stuff he should be talking into existence.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, CJ, we're positive.
Yeah,
You know the nerves.
Max Dalman as well, even though he's not coming on.
You know the nerves cloud division sometimes. I just had a little moment, but big up Gabriel, man. Dalman, I don't think we'd see him.
No, we're not going to see Dalman, man. I'm just trying to talk everything into existence. We're not going to see Dalman unless it's the last 2 minutes to waste time and we're magically a goal or so up. We're not seeing Dalman. No.
It seems like after Dalman scored that goal against Everton, obviously there's a load of fanfare getting compared to the likes of Rooney and Mykhailo and Fabregas. I think it's almost like they're taking him out of the spotlight.
Like Arteta said, you know, the press, I remember him saying it's like the press have a duty to take the temperature down as much as you can control. Like you said, when you're doing what you're doing against Everton, when you're coming on at Anfield, when we lost to them, when Shabozz
ahead of Wanyeri.
Yeah, ahead of Wanyeri. Wanyeri's gone out on loan. He's got potential to be a very good player. But he's 16. Physically, he's still coping. Yeah. He's in what I call the honeymoon stage. It's like your career is never just that and you're up there forever. There's going to be setbacks. In terms of ability and a tool in the toolbox, I am, as much as I'm just saying what I just said, I find it hard to leave Dalman out. Like,
no, you're right.
If it's not Saka, I'd rather you on the right-hand side. But this is why I'm happy. That's one thing I'll give the introduction of Noni to this football club. Because as you said, when playing in this kind of role he's fulfilling, it's all great. And we've given the ball.
Let's win the ball back. Arsenal trying to play out. Alvarez, 25 yards out, hit it. He does hit it. Arsenal do really well to get
bring him
back.
down. Ref.
And Alvarez is going to give away a free kick.
Alvarez is so good, isn't he?
Why didn't we buy him from City, man?
Yeah.
I wanted him when he was at River Plate. I've got videos about this.
Because did he score like 30, 40 goals at River Plate?
You still have to link with him.
Really, you think we're going to spend 100+ million on him without talking about left back and centre mid, left wing? Sorry,
also been in with as well.
He's going Barca. Why does he want to come back to England? You've won everything. The weather's rubbish. Oh, Barca, bro.
It's been quite nice recently, hasn't it?
Yeah,
quite nice today, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then tomorrow, what will it be? You can't bet that it'll be sunny. Huh? No, you can't bet that it's sunny.
I'll try and get odds on William Hill and what it's going to be like tomorrow. See if it's.
That was nice.
Give us an epic boost on some heat tomorrow. I think Arsenal have looked quite comfortable in terms of. I know there was that one moment there, but overall, I think you've looked quite nice at trying to play out from the back. Like I think there's been some good football to get out of your third. Again, at the moment in that final third, maybe haven't had that final bit of quality. But I think CJ in these sorts of areas here. You know, in your own third, Declan Rice there moving the ball forward. I think you've looked quite comfortable.
Yeah, and especially away from home, that's what you want, man. And I do think, in a weird way, the way Arteta tactically sets up teams, I do think it suits us playing in Europe, regardless of how it kind of like pans out. This game will open up in moments, but it's essentially two managers cancelling each other out. But there's going to be a chaotic element, not to the same degree of PSG, Bayern Munich yesterday, but you can't control chaos. This is the Champions League. This is the knockout stages. Someone's got to force the error and give us one of those magical moments. I would take a draw going back to the Emirates. Obviously, I want to win, but yeah, that's where I'm at. So far, so good currently.
Just wonder whether, Rom, I think I want to see a bit more of Martin Odegaard. Often you see Odegaard drop really deep and almost take the ball off the centre-backs to try and start attacks and control the game. I feel like we haven't seen enough of Odegaard in possession.
Yeah, Sam, do you know what it is? It's because the way Arteta sets us up, he likes a midfielder to occupy the spaces, the half spaces on the right and the left. So Odegaard rarely takes up central positions. You look at the middle there, we haven't really got anyone central to link the play. Rice is veering to the right. We sort of like playing out wide.
Nketiah.
Yeah, Nketiah is our most central player.
Right, so open up your body straight down the flanks. No, not like that.
This is the problem, Sam. I think the system prevails. I think.
Fair enough, Nelly. He's kept the ref. He's kept that on. You're a liar, ref. You're a liar.
Sam, if you put Odegaard in PSG's team, you see a completely different player. He'll have more freedom. He'll have less defensive responsibilities. I just think in this team.
Reckon?
I think Odegaard, he plays...
You don't press, you don't play, as Luis Enrique says.
Yeah, but I know
what you mean.
I think he has less, shackles around him.
I think he gets in there, though?
I don't know if he gets in, but if he was in the midfield with João Neves and Vitinha, I think you'll see a more fluid free throw. Even if
you're definitely
if he was at Man City, he wouldn't be Bernardo Silva. He'd be playing like in the Shirky role.
All right, man.
Bit of space now for Alan Lundman to run into for Atletico Madrid. Who have had a quiet sort of 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
There's an overlap to Kokeyu, tries to put the ball into the box, but it comes off in Nketiah, and that's going to go out once again for a Atletico throw. Hard for Arsenal at the moment to break down Atletico. Atletico, to be fair, defensively have been pretty solid, pretty organised. Lookman's dropping in. Griezmann and Alvarez are sitting in front of sort of the midfield four to try and stop Arsenal having that space. Chancing maybe Atletico down the right-hand side. Arsenal at the moment with bodies in behind. And now it's Atletico's turn to try and play some football. But Arsenal win it back. Oh, that's
come on.
The counter-attack could have been.
Why am I getting angry at Martinelli in decision-making? It's my fault. I've seen this tape many a time. Keep trying, Martinelli.
Do you know, it's with Martinelli, like, that was just so simple there.
Brainless. That was better.
That's lovely football. One-touch football. Now,
Gyökeres on your bike.
Odegaard's now got some space to roll into. But it goes to Gyökeres, and again, he goes back.
But there was no other option.
Madueke on the right, play out to him.
I mean, Odegaard's got the vision. Maybe he could have hit Madueke a lot sooner. But that's the problem. We need to get people running in behind. Like what you were saying with direct runners.
But CJ, Sam, look at all that space in the middle. No, right, Madueke's gone in there now, but is he gonna? Like, I don't know if he's got the quality.
Do you think it's an
deliver.
ability thing, or like it's more tactical in it because we don't have any players there? Like,
yeah, it's a tactical thing. It's definitely.
Because I'm used to Arsenal midfielders forever sharing for the ball. It's a bit of a humbling experience in that regard.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, listen. If
that's the area, I think you want to see Odegaard in those middle spaces. I think he's the one who can play that killer.
I need it from all over, man. I do think we've got into that stage where obviously there's roles in the team. You know, obviously Rice plays in the 8, but historically you would imagine him to do the sweeping up, someone like Odegaard to do the more pretty thing. But I'm an Arsenal fan. It doesn't matter if it was the Invincibles times or during the Emirates. Creativity and being comfortable on the ball, it needs to come from more than just one source.
It's the Arsenal way, really, isn't it?
It feels like there's kind of like designated roles, and that's fine. But if they're not doing it, we're going to look to other avenues, innit? And sometimes we don't have the solution for such.
I don't know about you, but from an Atletico point of view, I'm slightly surprised at how passive they've been out of possession. I maybe thought they'd look to be a little bit more aggressive. Madueke goes on the outside, comes into the box, but that's actually Ademola Lookman there who runs back and does what I spoke about earlier. Lookman doing really, really well to tuck in, follow Madueke, and now Atletico Madrid are going to try and get out, and they're going to launch that long.
That was crazy.
But Arsenal managed to win the ball back, and again, it comes into midfield. Nice touch there from Zubimende. And again, Arsenal have the ball inside Atletico Madrid's half, and once again, 5 minutes to go until half-time. Can Arsenal find that moment of magic to try and break down this Atletico Madrid? It's a pretty low block, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Arsenal's players have realised they're the better team in build-up and sort of on the ball. I don't think Atleti had the build-up ability, really. What are you two laughing at? What are you two
He always looks at my notes.
No, I just know what I love about I just love that he brings a pen and paper. It's brilliant.
I love it, man, because then when I do my live stream, I've got reference points.
All right, you plug your live stream later, pal, okay?
You Looney Goon up, make sure you're following that. I wasn't even trying to do that. Oh, gosh. Oh, I told
you. Alvarez, outside the box.
Declan Rice.
Alvarez gets the ball to feet outside the box. You think he's going to get? How often do you see Declan Rice just sniff out the danger, get the ball back, and Arsenal regain possession?
Yeah, he's so good, man. Declan Rice, what a signing! Declan Rice half price, you know what I mean? But he deserves the trophy at Arsenal. He can't end his career.
Let them foul you, Chris.
No
there, please.
He won the Conference League, mate.
Not strong enough. Yeah, in an Arsenal shirt.
All right, Sam. You know what you're doing there, mate. No need for that.
He won the English Super Cup here, to be fair, though.
He won the what?
English Super Cup.
You know,
I think they call it the Community Shield. I don't know, man.
The Community Shield.
English Super Cup.
Oh, the English Super Cup.
Yeah.
I wonder what you meant there. Oh, yeah, it's called the Community Shield, pal.
They need to rebrand that, though, man. The Community Shield does it because everyone celebrates the Super Cup in Italy and Spain and France, and we just got the Community Shield.
Am I shameless? You can bet your money I am.
Yeah, the English Super Cup sounds best.
It just sounds better than the Community Shield. Yeah. Oh, go on, Zubi. Hit it. Come on, boy. Please.
Wait, we need to score first. We got
a penalty after 42 minutes. The ball gets played into the box. Victor Gyökeres was going to get a shot away. Gets us back into the defender. Defender comes through the back of him, knocks him to the floor. I think that was aggressive and reckless from the defender, and I think that's a penalty kick.
100%.
The referee had no choice there. He's bundled into the back of Gyökeres. Great play from Victor. Yeah, to be fair, it's a good point. The replay will be interesting here because I think he gets a shot.
Ball comes into Mendy, plays a lovely flick into Odegaard, who plays a good ball back to Zubimende, who then works it to Gyökeres. And the number 17 there, he just pushed him to the floor, doesn't he?
That's such
it's silly. It's the wrong. Yeah, no. Do you know what?
It's not a red card.
You're tempting fate. It's not definitely not a red card. You're tempting fate. If you don't do that,
I think Hanko gets wrong side of him. Gyökeres gets the ball to feet, and I think when you get the wrong side and you got a couple of arms, it's a push there.
Yeah, silly.
Happy with that
pen? The wrong side. I'm happy.
I don't think
I'm delighted.
I don't
think it's not red. But he's the wrong side defensively. No, you're going to do that if you're Simeone. We don't know what angle
he's trying to tell the fourth official that Gyökeres almost arches back into... I think Gyökeres, I think it's good centre forward play.
If he's won it,
he makes sure he gets
that's what we want to see.
Between ball and player.
As you said, the defender is the wrong side. He's got a bit too touchy-feely. He's tempted fate. Don't give the ref a decision to make. And
you don't want to get too touchy-feely, do you?
You don't want to get too touchy-feely in the semi-finals. You've tempted fate. It's a penalty, and the game might be flipped on its head.
Penalty for Arsenal, confirmed, and I think rightly so. Good play there. That's what I meant. It was better, quicker, one-touch football. Odegaard to Zubi, gets it to Gyökeres, who gets his body.
And Sam, central. It came through the middle.
Yeah,
Zubimendi, Odegaard and Gyökeres.
But why I thought that was better is it was quicker. And it's going to be Victor Gyökeres for Arsenal.
Come on, Vic!
Can Victor Gyökeres give Arsenal the lead in a Champions League semi-final? Jan Oblak awaits in goal right before half-time.
Come on, son!
Gyökeres steps up!
Gyökeres! Never in doubt. Big Champions League nights. He won the penalty. He scored the penalty. Gyökeres in jeans. Love it.
Great penalty.
Great penalty.
It goes goalkeeper's right. Keeper goes
boys.
the right way, but he hits it with pace, with power, into the bottom corner. Yes. There's some good limbs in that away end.
Let's go. 0-0.
Sam, my boy Gyökeres, I said we need to sign him in the summer. These are the moments. This is what we signed him for. I was never in doubt. CJ said, wait, let's see the penalty. Victor Gyökeres, probably top 2 penalty takers in the world at the minute. Look at this penalty.
Serious. My number 14.
Oh. Get your masks out. Get your masks out.
And you know what? Gyökeres, you take all the glory. I'm happy to be a goal up. Again, we need to be wary because now the Atletico Madrid atmosphere, even though it was on fire, it's going to turn up a couple more decibels. We deserve that. I have to credit Zubimendi and Odegaard in the build-up. Cute play from Gyökeres to win the pen, put the ball in the back of the net. Let's see what's going on. And he's got 5 goals in 11 matches. Since the turn of the year, he's probably found his most comfortable patch at Arsenal. Long may it continue, man.
Atletico Madrid 0, Arsenal 1. Victor Gyökeres scoring from the penalty spot. He picked up the ball in the box, cleverly sort of halts his run in the box, and Hanko shoves him in the back. Good play. He gets up. He takes the penalty. Simeone raging. Arsenal fans won't care. Gyökeres sends Oblak the right way. But Victor Gyökeres finds the back of the net. We've got 2 minutes added on in this first half. Lookman to Alvarez.
Not like this, Sam.
Played out to the left-hand side.
Compactness, boys.
Whip this into the box. But again, Ademola Lookman's header goes way over.
Ryo, are you injured? Do you want to go down? Want to sing out the game? I've seen Atletico Madrid make it.
Can I just say, how much more calm are you feeling just about the team? You're not judging them. You're not. This is what I was saying. Tonight was so important for Saturday,
us, man.
because you know what it is. The confidence from the fan base is more the fans in the stadium. If we come away from this game now with a positive result, you're bouncing into the Emirates. It's the vibes.
I hear you, and you're not wrong. No, I hear you.
You have to keep the momentum. You have to keep it going.
No, you're definitely right. But I would say the only caveat I would say is, boys, you're at the point of the season where it's not that the fans don't matter. Just go out there and do the jobs, man.
How nice is it just to see a guy take a penalty and just hit it really hard into the corner?
And not do.
Well, I mean, to be fair, in Kane's defence, he's got a good record.
No, not Kane's. I mean, there's some that just...
It's mad. Just if you
hit it, lad.
If you hit the ball with pace into the corner, the keeper goes the right way. He's not saving it.
I'm pretty sure I think Gyökeres has scored the most penalties since he joined Sport, and he scored the most penalties in Europe. Beautiful. And it's like people slag off penalties. Mohamed Salah is one of the best penalty takers.
3 and 4 against Atletico now for Gyökeres.
Yeah, 3 and 4. Yeah. So, and you look at Salah, he scored a lot of penalties. Bruno Fernandes scores a lot. You have to score them.
Why do people diss pens? Like, I hear it, but you've still got to take it. Like, Sunday League penalties are difficult, much less in front of thousands.
Nkapé's in here. Nelly. Martinelli got the ball to feet. Nkapé made a really good overlap. I don't think it was the most difficult ball to slide.
No, it wasn't, Sam. You're right. You're right.
Bang on the money.
Yeah, and Nkapé timed his run well there, down that left-hand side. 10 seconds go until half-time. We're breaking at half-time. Rom, how do you sum up this first half?
Very impressed. Perfect. I couldn't ask for much more, Sam. I think all the players have been positive. We've managed the first half well. 1-0 at half-time. I would have snapped your hand off for that, bro.
We are at half-time, officially. It is Atletico Madrid 0, Arsenal 1. Advantage Arsenal, and the advantage comes thanks to Victor Gyökeres slamming his penalty into the bottom corner. Powerful penalty. He looked confident of taking that.
He's a legend. Don't you remember him from the Spurs game? Big up the sandwich, Don.
Yeah. The guy, by the way, I tell you what, I could do that right now. I'm going to go make myself a salami and cheese sandwich like this guy. Is he a Fulham fan, this guy? What's going on?
Who does he give them to? Like, does he eat all of that?
Oh, he must share that.
He's got to be selling them.
You never know, man.
Half-time in Spain. Arsenal leading in the Champions League semi-final first leg.
massive. I can tell you we've got a massive update on Mykhailo Mudryk. He has been handed a 4-year doping ban by the Football Association. It happened earlier this year. That is the maximum, the same number originally that Paul Pogba got, by the way. And Mudryk has gone to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. I can read you a statement from the Court of Arbitration to Sport from the sources that have sent on-record confirmation to talkSPORT saying CAS confirms it's received an appeal by Mykhailo Mudryk against the Football Association, filed on the 25th of February 2026. The parties are currently exchanging written submissions and a hearing is yet to be sanctioned. Sources have subsequently told us at talkSPORT that the ban is 4 years, and Mykhailo Mudryk is hoping, using the same lawyers actually as Paul Pogba, to either get vindicated via the Court of Arbitration for Sport or, at least in a worst case scenario, have that ban reduced. Now, if, like Pogba, the ban was moved from 4 years to 18 months or 2 years, then because the provisional suspension that Mudryk has served counts towards that, he could, in theory, if successful, find himself back in action ahead of next season. But if he serves the full 4-year ban because CAS uphold the FA decision, then obviously his Chelsea future and maybe even his future in football becomes severely in doubt.
Yeah, and Ben, just remind us, if you know, of course, exactly what he's guilty of taking.
Yeah, it's a performance-enhancing drug that effectively is seen to usually help your recovery. That's the sort of essence of it all.
Hello and welcome back to talkSPORT Goals. It is brought to you by William Hill's final one standing, 18 plus, gambleaware.org. talkSPORT Goals is live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TVs. We are taking you through the Champions League semi-final first leg between Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. It is advantage Arsenal thanks to a Victor Gyökeres penalty right before half-time. Sam Ellard, CJ, the Laguna and Romario Webster are with you throughout the course of the evening. Gents, what did you make of that Arsenal first half performance?
Roms, you go first, man.
Proud. I'm proud. But listen, it's early. It's early. I was just out there with the guys in the gallery. There's a few Arsenal fans in the office today. I'm very happy, but there's still a second half and another game to come. But listen, you can't be unhappy. You can only be proud of the boys. They've done everything we asked them to do. They've turned up. They've taken control of the game. Gyökeres, he had his moment and he took it.
It was the first half in which, it was the first half in which it felt like maybe Atletico had better of the first 10 minutes, but I was really impressed with how Arsenal eased into that game, settled into the game. It felt like, given it's a Champions League semi-final, away from home, you look comfortable in terms of the way you moved the ball. My only criticism was possibly in that final third, I may be thinking of that little bit of creativity, but then, for the penalty, quick one-touch football, good movement, Gyökeres, smart centre-forward play, and you have that moment of quality.
For you, Sam, Roms, I don't know. Yeah. They've handled it. All I would say is we've earned the right to be a goal ahead. I've been critical on us forcing our luck. We've done that. Of course, away from home, there's going to be some shaky moments. Atletico started well. I wouldn't say we're over the hills at this moment in time because Julian Alvarez, specifically on the edge of our area, is giving me nightmares. Lookman's got on the ball, but tactically, we've coped. Individually, we've coped. We've taken the sting out of the game. Granted, it's that age-old thing in football where it's looking like a stalemate. There's been a bit of a madness. Half-time is a very different approach.
There's
been a bit of a madness. There's a bit of changing in half-time team talks for Arteta and Simeone.
Yeah.
I still think, listen, I can't say, Atletico's ground hasn't been rocking. It clearly is. We knew what we were stepping into. It's probably gone up the decibels. They've probably felt a bit of injustice, rightly or wrongly, because of the penalty. They're going to be getting, willing their team on.
Yeah.
It's just for us to be street smart. Obviously, I want us to get another goal, but don't force it. Just make sure you keep your shape. And then again, like Rom said, there's another leg to happen. As much as I don't want to concede a goal or more, minimum you could draw today. At this moment in time, a 1-0 lead back to the Emirates.
Oh,
bite your hand off for that.
That's a great night.
This is where Arsenal fans won't criticise Arteta for sitting on the lead, because a 1-0 win away at Atletico Madrid.
In Europe, he knows what he's doing. Obviously, we need to win the trophy.
You're right. He's actually built for competitions in a way, which is ironic because he hasn't got
the
into a
tempo
final.
in Europe. I think the tempo in Europe suits us. I think in the Premier League, when it's the typical kind of Premier League match where, you know, strikers are dropping into midfield, inverted fullbacks, they're both packed, it helps us. I think when games turn chaotic and crazy, I think we kind of stick to the script. And I do think we've got a good team, but I think there's a willingness we need to accept football's chaotic, man. So this suits us. Europe suits us in that regard.
But also, CJ, you said Gyökeres starting, you need to get players around him. Look for our goal.
I'm talking about.
Odegaard, Zubimendi close to Gyökeres, and he gets a chance.
Exactly.
And he wins the penalty.
Gyökeres is not here to be beautiful and pretty. If we want that, Kai Havertz starts. So if you've got Gyökeres with his limited,
he's got a good ball.
I mean, I'm sure the ladies will say he's a wonderful man, innit? And I'm sure he is. Big up Gyökeres, the Viking, as they call him, yeah. But you need to get people behind him, man.
He just got back with his ex, who Arsenal fans and notoriously
you know about his personal life like that?
Well, nah, but you know the Gyökeres song that they say he left his girlfriend to play in red and white. He's gone back.
If she can help him score more goals, let's do this.
This has gone slightly off topic, hasn't it?
No, it's right on topic. Trust me, he looks happy out there.
As long as he's scoring goals, right? Who cares, right? So you guys are happy because Arsenal are winning. Some good news for, well, maybe some people that back this. William Hill's epic boost was before the game. Arsenal scored the first goal, and that came in, didn't it? Which is good. We love a William Hill epic boost. And two of our in-play odds came in. Gyökeres to score any time went up to 9-4, and of course he got that first goal. And Arsenal to lead 1-0 at half-time was 7-2, which is exactly what they do. In terms of half-time odds now with William Hill, each team over one card. Currently no one booked, was 4-1, now 9-2. Gyökeres to score 2 or more was 7-2, now 9-2. And Julian Alvarez for Atletico to score anytime was 3-1, now 7-2. With William Hill, you get ACCA boost on all of your accumulators with 4 or more picks tonight. It is up to a 100% boost for ACCAs of 15 legs and 18 plus. GambleAware.org. So far so good then for Arsenal. They're away from home. They lead by a goal to nil. talkSPORT goals. We'll take one more quick break. Then when we come back, we're taking you through the second half of tonight's game. Victor Gyökeres giving Arsenal a lead in Spain. They might need some more toilet paper, Atletico Madrid fans, to get them through that second half. talkSPORT goals back in a couple of minutes.
Unai Emery to Real Madrid.
Oh, dear.
He's an experienced Spaniard whose heart is open to a move back home. He's enjoyed his time in the Midlands. His current partner is begging him to stay. But sometimes you just can't say no to something bigger and better. So will he ditch his babe in boring Birmingham for a magnificent madam in Madrid? Unai Emery to Real Madrid.
I don't think he'd want to go to Real Madrid.
Are you swiping left or swiping right?
Swiping left.
Hold on a minute. Did you just say?
Do you know what?
He wouldn't want to go to Real Madrid?
No, you don't get to explain.
Did you just say he wouldn't want to go to Real Madrid? And the reason for that would be?
Because at Aston Villa, he runs the show. It's his club. Real Madrid is chaos. Look how the players treated Xavi Alonso.
It's Real Madrid.
Vinny Jr. walked off the pitch and went down the tunnel. And when he got taken off, it's not work for Arbeloa. It's a bit of a toxic job at the moment.
It's the biggest club in the world, one of them, certainly.
After Rangers?
After Glasgow Rangers, yes.
I don't think it works. I feel like what he's got going on at Aston Villa, he runs the club, he decides every decision to go to Real Madrid, and what? You could be there for 6 months and get the sack.
Is this because you want this to happen? You don't want this move to happen?
I don't see it.
That's why I'm swiping left, because I don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
I love him.
I don't see it
we can't do what you want. We think what you think is going to happen.
I don't think it will happen. I think he's got something good going on at Aston Villa. He's got a great chance of winning Europa League, Champions League football, hopefully. Why would you want to go to Madrid? Last time Ali was there, it was raining, wasn't it, Ali?
See,
I've been playing this game for months now and I've been getting it wrong. So it's not what you hope happens, it's what you think will happen. See, I've been playing the game wrong for months.
I think no Tinder was about that. I thought Tinder was like...
Yeah, okay, what you want to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello and welcome back to talkSPORT Goals. It's brought to you by William Hill's Final One Standing 18 Plus. GambleAware.org. We are live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and also on your smart TVs. It's Sam Ellard, CG, the Laguna and Romario Webster. Watching Arsenal in the Champions League away from home at Atletico Madrid at half-time. It is Atletico Madrid 0, Arsenal 1 in the Champions League semi-final first leg. Victor Gyökeres putting the Gunners in front with a penalty. What do we make, guys, of that first half performance, and what do you think the approach should be in this second half, lads?
In relation to the second half, more of the same. Like, you've got to box smart. If there's an opportunity to score a goal, obviously let's do that. If you be too defensive and you allow the crowd to get into it, you put yourself under pressure, no matter how good we are defensively. If we start being naive and think, oh my God, everything Arteta's told us in training is working, we're away from home, another against Madrid, again, another Madrid side, we will get undone, really. So just keep doing what you're doing. In terms of what's gone right, as Rom said earlier, like, you know, we've had the right mentality. We've been under pressure in the first kind of 10 minutes. As you kind of said, after that, we grew in confidence. We started to show for the ball. I've called for us to make our own kind of luck because I think that's the one thing we're missing when I compare us to Atletico, PSG or Bayern, beyond just the ability. We've made our own luck. We've defended well collectively. Can't accuse a single player of not standing up to be counted. We've earned our luck. I'm a happy lad right now. Obviously, we didn't see the job done, but fair play. Ronnie as well is doing well. Speak him up.
You're right, CJ. We can't let the crowd get into this game because I do think we sort of nullified them. I think we probably took a bit of wind out of their lungs with that first half because I think we were just nullifying Atleti. Julian Alvarez had a few opportunities and
He's
chances.
scaring me, though.
He can have a moment. He can have a moment out of nowhere, so we do have to be aware of him. But you're right, CJ. Let's not go into our shells and start holding on to the lead. Let's try and play a bit. But
as much as I back us defending that, you're right.
Yeah, but because you're right, you'll give Atletico Madrid fans the sort of emphasis to G up their
players. You'll invite them further forward, and obviously as the game in the second half, because first half is obviously about tactics, so is the second.
Yeah.
When the game starts open up, people start getting tired. There's anxiety from the players or even the fans. It becomes a different kind of ball game. Worst comes to worst, let it be an individual piece of brilliance from Atletico how they get back into this game. Right now, just keep doing what you're doing, and also the gaffer, the subs, because let's not. Obviously, we're leading.
Yeah,
Eze and Saka, especially if at some point Atletico say, you know what, we're going for it. Eze, Saka, there's going to be gaps.
Trossard is on the bench as well.
Trossard today?
Yeah, not really, but he's on the bench.
Big him up, though. No, big him up.
Big him up. But this is what I mean. If we can still be in the lead and Saka and Eze come on, I'll back us to score again.
Yeah, you think that quality, I mean, coming off the bench in that second half. And it'll be interesting how Atletico approach the second half now because they're at home losing. Do they try and push bodies forward and be a bit more adventurous and then leave space in behind? Because obviously you score that second goal, go away from home, it's going to be difficult for them.
Yeah. I think they'll have the opportunity. I think they'll have the confidence knowing that they will get an opportunity in the second leg, and probably today they will get half chances because they have had that. It's not come to anything, but there's been some hairy moments where people are slipping in our box. I keep saying it, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but people watching this live stream, obviously, as you're watching the game, I beg you lot, please watch Griezmann off the ball, and please watch Julian Alvarez on the edge of our area, not to mention Ademola Lookman. And as much as we're going to focus on them, 9 times out of 10, it's the unlikely suspects. We do have an ability to shoot ourselves in the foot. In the Champions League, we've raised the decibels. See it through, man.
Your career looks good,
but that's another thing, though, that I think also with this team is they're the sort of team in Atletico, I reckon, who can look not look in the game for 75 minutes. But then, all of a sudden, Alvarez needs half a yard outside the box, whips one in top.
And then what happens there?
Antoine Griezmann has that bit of quality, and they can hurt you.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
and that gasses the fans there. Oh my God, we're back in this. We're on it now. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're there thinking, hang on a minute, how's that game got away from us?
Exactly.
We were feeling comfortable.
Well, Chelsea away to PSG, they were level, and then PSG just ran away with the game, and the tie's pretty much done. So you're right, Sam. We can't let Atletico get into it. Sorloth is that.
And he's more of a traditional striker. And I think it's interesting. Like, obviously, I like Gyökeres. Gyökeres, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but I do think in life, sometimes you have to accept people for what they are. Football isn't any different. Gyökeres has limitations. And I do think for a Mikel Arteta system, Kai Havertz is the kind of guy for him.
Yeah.
But if you got Gyökeres, like for Arteta, Kai Havertz would be in the side, right? Because he's likely to drop short. Gyökeres wants to run in behind. We have done that on occasion. So I've also liked that, man. Create for Gyökeres, he will take some half chances. As I keep saying, so ugly is beautiful.
Yeah.
So ugly, it's beautiful.
So, that's why I want Gyökeres in the side. I'm not asking Gyökeres to be pretty.
Oh, he's bought his son off there.
Oh, that's not going to go down well, is it, tomorrow morning after during dinner, is it?
I wonder what his wife's going to say.
His son hooked at half time.
Has he got any? I swear he's got another son that's a footballer.
He had, I forget his name.
Because I'd be texting my older brother or younger brother like, you're rubbish, mate.
Simeone.
Yeah, I'll be messaging him like, you're rubbish, mate. Dad took you off in the semi-final.
Yeah, Napoli, I think.
Yeah, it's Lenormand who's come on for Simeone. So I don't know if that means that maybe Llorente might be the one who goes maybe a little bit further forward. But yeah, I mean, they pretty much set up, didn't they, with a kind of almost kind of a straight. Yeah, it felt like a back five with, and everyone sort of tucked in, didn't they, together? So we are then underway in the second. I'll have a look to see how this kind of affects Atletico Madrid setup. But again, this is the key thing. You often see Arsenal start off games pretty well, pretty brightly, and then fade away. That cannot happen today, CJ.
Exactly, Sam, as you said. You know, me and you have done plenty of live show together, and anyone that, you know, like yourself, is quite neutral and doesn't do the agenda thing, that is Arsenal. We unfortunately have the ability to shoot ourselves in the foot. Don't let that be today. Just keep doing what you're doing. Like, literally, just keep doing what you're doing.
So the second half then has just got underway. We are live on talkSPORT Goals on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TV. Ben White's got a throw for Arsenal. Looks to go long to Victor Gyökeres. Nervy moment there for David Raya, but he does that really, really well.
Even Alvarez laughing.
To roll, yeah. Nonchalant thing. Let that ball roll into the box. Position your body outside the box, but pick it up inside of the box. Quick turnaround, isn't it, to Saturday in Fulham? But I wonder if you'll be hoping Eze and Saka starts those games. That brings you two players to bring into the team, doesn't it?
I think I'll be surprised. No, I'd be surprised if Saka doesn't start.
Yeah. You'd be surprised.
I'd be surprised because...
I wouldn't.
Really?
I wouldn't.
Because I think now, you got to remember, it's 3 games in what, 7-8 days? I think it's 6 days, actually. 3 games in 6 days. So he can't start Madueke in all 3 games. Maybe he saves Saka for the home leg and Eze for the home leg.
You don't think he'll... I'm not saying I want it, but like, you're right. Noni could play, couldn't play. You don't think you could see the likes of Trossard, Martinelli move over to the right-hand side? I'd love it to be Dalman, and 9 times out of 10, I want Saka to start 100%. But it's one thing getting these players fit. It's another thing keeping them fit. And what's left of this season, like what? On paper right now, what's left of this game, and at least at a minimum, a second leg. Obviously, we've got 4 games in the Premier League. We need Saka to...
Do you know it
depends how much it depends on his load, man.
Yeah, I think he played, 20 minutes against Newcastle?
Yeah.
If he can get half hour today, I'll make that's a good amount of time. And then if he plays 60 minutes from the start against Fulham, I think that's good. Bring him off. You don't have to play him for 90 minutes. I just think if you can have your best players from the start
Saturday,
of the game,
Tuesday as well. Ooh.
Yeah, I just think we'll need Saka for Saturday more than for the next leg. I think we sort of have their number. I don't want to tempt fate here.
Down, man.
No, I know, CJ, but
calm down.
I'm just my eyes don't lie. I just don't really.
Yeah, but
especially at home.
But what do we always say? Never underestimate our ability to shoot ourselves.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the PG way of saying it.
Yeah. I need to listen.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
Just
and after you said that, we messed up 2 games.
Exactly. And so I hold myself accountable. But listen, the only ones that can stop us right now is ourselves. Let's just make it difficult for Atletico. If they show a bit of brilliance and get back in the game, fair enough. This is the Champions League. They're a fantastic side. Ref, come on!
That's a little bit clumsy there from Victor Gyökeres. Julian Alvarez.
You reckon that's a foul?
Well, I think if you're giving a penalty for Gyökeres in the box, I think you're giving that.
Let's watch this again. Let's watch this again. No, let's see.
Come on, you're better than
Let's see this again.
Yeah,
I never saw it, so I have to comment. I didn't see it. I watch it on the replay.
He's just looking down like...
No,
Sam the man.
Cardoza gets his body in front of Gyökeres, and I think Gyökeres just shoves him to the floor.
Yeah, it's a foul.
I need to see...
I thought it wasn't at the start.
That was only one angle. I need to see another one. Yeah. Like, I don't know, man.
Well, it's going to be an Atletico Madrid free kick, and this is in a dangerous area.
Oh, Julian Alvarez has stuck a few away this season.
25 yards out, maybe sort of a bit more to the right-hand side of the box. Also, Sorlof's on the bench for Atletico as well. That could give Arsenal a different type of problem, perhaps, in terms of that, size and physicality. Is this the left foot of Griezmann or right foot of Alvarez? 25 yards out. Alvarez over the wall!
Oh my God! My life
just goes wide. Yeah, went off the side netting and goes out for a goal kick.
My heart dropped. I genuinely thought that was in.
Raya threw himself to his left-hand side, but it just goes wide into the side netting, and Arsenal breathe a huge sigh of relief, CJ.
But a huge sigh of relief. For a split second, I thought he scored. I know it's not going to happen, but Berta, who has travelled and was working with Atletico Madrid, bring that man back to the Premier League. If he ever wants to sign for us, I know I probably think he's going Barcelona. That's the man we need.
He was there for a long time, Berta, wasn't he? Atletico?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. He tried to bring Gyökeres over there. Like, that's what Berta's known for. Like, Berta's done a lot of good things for Atletico. Him and Simeone had a great relationship, and I'm sure he's, caught up with a lot of those faces tonight. I love Julian Alvarez.
Do you think he's done a good job so far at Arsenal?
Yeah, did you know? Remember, he joined us in March 2025. In August or whatever, he's brought in Eze. People can say what they want about Gyökeres. He delivered a striker. He pivoted away from the Sesko deal that proved too expensive. Apparently, Arteta wanted Noni Madueke. He got that. We was linked with Howson and Gurhey. He signed Mascara for 13 million. Not only that, he signed a number of players to new deals. I'm an Arsenal fan during the Emirates era. I've seen many a time when our star players, the deals running down with every result. They're staying. They're going. Saliba, Magalhaes, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Wanyeri, Bukayo Saka. The list goes on. He's done brilliant stuff. The only thing I would say with Berta, we haven't sold well, and your reputation is well known for selling. So long term, we need to do that, and also we probably need to look after our wages. There's a lot of players on big wages. That
it's funny you mentioned.
And bring a left winger.
It's funny you mentioned selling players. I'm worried that he will sell one of Wanyeri or Lewis-Skelly in the summer. I think one of them go because they're I think Wanyeri, man. I can just see. I think he's worth more than Lewis-Skelly. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong because
50 million a pop conservatively. That's 100 million pure PSR.
Maybe you just know attackers as well. You know, attackers just tend to generate more funds. Wanyeri can score goals as well. I don't want either of them to leave, but CJ makes a good point. We don't sell very good.
That's a caveat for I think Berta coming in because we used to sell well, especially during the early Emirates. So we used to sell very well. We've got a number of players on big wages, and do you know what? There's probably some big decisions for both Berta and Mykhailo Arteta. I'm not saying this is the wrong thing with some of these players, but Kai Havertz has 2 years on his deal. Odegaard's got 2 years on his deal. People forget Reece Nelson's at our club. He's on 100 grand a week.
He's only on loan at Brentford.
Remember, we're watching Hincapie. Hincapie's on a loan deal, so we've already committed 50 million into whatever we spend in this summer. Exactly.
That's a good point.
So there's some big decisions to make.
With Ranieri, do you think that in years to come that there is a good enough player in there to make it the top at Arsenal? At Arsenal,
100%.
Club.
I think the only thing with Wanyeri is unfortunately timing. You remember when Saka was coming through, Martinelli was coming through, Smith Rowe, he was in a different kind of realm. We're trying to be competitive and win today while blooding young players. Now you look at Wanyeri, he can play out wide. Max Dalmer's come through the system. Noni Madueke's obviously been brought. Saka is number one. The Trossards and Martinellis will play off the right. Apparently the club see him as a central midfielder. You've got Eze and Odegaard, big money signings to compete with. The Marinos and Kai Havertz's and even Norgard, who can't get a look in, are all more likely to play in midfield, much less Zubimendi and Rice.
That's a lovely flick. Atletico Madrid coming forward. Alvarez to Lookman. 3-1 goal. Lookman shoots straight to Raya.
Zubi.
It comes to Griezmann, who's got
Oh my good, what a save!
No, I think it's a block, isn't it?
If Magalhaes has blocked that is one of the best blocks in an Arsenal shirt this season.
I think Gabriel's blocked that.
But why does Zubi not? He just stopped running.
It's like when you play PlayStation.
Alvarez plays in Lookman. He shot it straight to Raya, pushes it away, and then comes back to Griezmann.
I'm not happy with that, Zubi.
And
I cut every excuse for you. I call you Zubamendinho. I love you, but you've got to stand up strong there. He cannot get the better of you there. Thank the Lord for Magalhaes. Boys, don't shoot yourselves in the foot unnecessarily.
Corner for Atleti is hit towards the back post and
another one. Good header, Saliba.
So when it was pushed away, it came back to Griezmann. You're right. Zubimendi almost kind of pulls out, doesn't he, of the tackle. I don't know if he was almost caught by surprise.
No.
And it does. It comes off Gabriel. Gabriel almost just puts himself in the way. Raya goes down, bounces off Gabriel and goes out for a corner. Yes, Gabriel does really well. You think a player of Griezmann's quality just wraps his foot rounds out and scores.
I think it's an utter shame Griezmann never played for Arsenal Football Club, especially his Sociedad days. They're the kind of player. He's one of the best Arsenal players never to have played for us. Never.
But did you see the story that come out? Apparently, Arsene Wenger sort of showed an interest in him.
Yeah, and we delayed the deal.
Just
the Atletico Madrid players are surrounding the referee here. Corner got played to Llorente outside the box, who has a shot. All the Atletico Madrid players are appealing for and even Llorente there. Are we saying handball? Llorente shot outside the box. So it comes off Ben White's left hand, but his left hand is completely in a natural position, isn't it? I mean,
what's he supposed to do? Can you disconnect your arm and take? Like, what is he supposed to do?
Ben White's left arm is literally in the most natural position you are ever likely to see.
I've seen
it's
them
not going in the back of the net. It's not going to score. Please, let's not do anything silly here.
Listen, if I'm Atletico Madrid,
do you know what?
I want that.
We saw that dodgy one last night, didn't we?
Exactly. If I'm Atletico Madrid, I definitely want that. Yeah.
No!
It's going to be given.
That is. Do you know it is?
No!
That's
it
awful.
Can't be a penalty.
That's awful, mate.
It can't be a penalty, can it?
What's he supposed to do about that? The ref's going to bottle it. He's scared. He's away from home. Rightly so. Atletico, you've earned your luck. Appreciate you lot for that. Ben White, there's nothing you can do. You can't disconnect your hand.
No.
But Sam, that's the problem. In the Premier League, that won't get given as a penalty. In the Premier League, they don't give that. He's going to give it. Of course he's going to give it. Look, yeah, he's giving it. That is a shambles. That is an absolute shambles. UEFA need to change that rule. They need to change the rule.
You know what, though? Like
1-1.
What? I'm just not sure where we're going with this handball.
It's Europe, Sam. It's Europe.
No, I know. I'm aware of it. I know. The shot. I'm sorry. So he plays a corner out to Llorente, whose first-time volley is going completely wide. Ben White's left arm is in the most natural position down by his side. It's hit his hand. He's not stopped it going in the back of the net. He's not trying to get in the way of it. And I know the rules are different in the Champions League, but I'm sorry. We cannot live in a world where you get a penalty kick for that and the chance to score from 12 yards out. I'm not an Arsenal fan. This nonsense, it drives me absolutely insane.
You still get mad about this? As peed off as I am, I see this all the time. Boys, I'm not mad at you. This is control.
By the way, you give last night. So I know why he's given that. But I didn't like last night. I don't like. But I'm sorry. So let me just wait until see this penalty gets scored.
Alvarez will score this.
I'll go on another rant here. Julian Alvarez has got a penalty kick.
I'd love it.
Atletico Madrid.
Nah, he's bagging, man.
Come on, David.
Is in goal.
Go on, David.
Is he going to equalise? He does equalise.
Boys,
stands
don't worry about that, boys. Don't worry about that.
You know what? So again, just to clarify, corner gets played to the edge of the box. That shot, right, is clearly going wide. And you're telling me the player gets given a reward for a penalty kick, even though Ben White's arm, like if it was going in the back of it, it's not going in.
No.
His arm. What is he supposed to do with his arm and his hands?
I gave up trying to understand why the decisions are made.
I can't believe how calm you boys are being about this.
No, because we're Arsenal fans. We don't want to do this whole refereeing thing. We've seen this time after time after time. As you said, at least the one thing I'll give the refs, they're being consistent. Scandalous penalty yesterday, scandalous penalty today. I'm not mad at my boys. Control the controllables. You can't control that. Ben White, I'm not sure what they expect you to do with your hand. It's scandalous. It's scandalous. Great penalty from Julian Alvarez. If I was Atletico, obviously I'd be making noise to get that penalty. Fair enough. Boys, switch on now. 0-0. Game on. That's going to energise them.
What they Arsenal players, they can't get their heads down about this. They need to pick up. They can't feel like they've had an
nothing
injustice.
You can do about that.
There's nothing you can do. Just play your game, keep going. But it comes from a set piece, doesn't it? Like, it's just one of them awkward ones. There's a lot of bodies in the box. You're right, though, Sam. That is a disgrace. That is actually
what's he supposed to do with his hand?
That's a disgrace.
Can you take your arm? Can you take your arm and disconnect it? Seriously, like, let me try it. Like, I don't know.
The handball decision in the Champions League is so harsh. Where is Ben White supposed to put his arm there?
No, it's awful.
Like, seriously.
Sam,
Eze's on, though.
Odegaard, interesting. That is interesting.
Okay. So that tells you we're still valuing what Martinelli can do going backwards.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're talking about a winger going backwards, you're in scary territory. But yeah, Odegaard, you've done all right, man. To be fair, I think 3 games in a row now, I've actually seen some positive starting performances from you. Not to the level we expect and whatnot, but in terms of what you can salvage this season, let's go. Eze, shoot. Because you're probably the most dangerous man on this pitch, barring Julian Alvarez on the edge of that area that can just put it top bins. It's game on now.
Atleti won, Arsenal won. There was drama last night with a penalty. There's more drama tonight. Maybe it becomes less drama tonight because the one last night was given. But I still think that's kind of what people are saying on social media. Give last night's one, you've got to give tonight's one. But then the general kind of opinion is, do we really want to see incidents like that being penalised for a penalty? I don't personally.
The game's gone a long time ago. Listen, I don't even want to get into it. I'll sound like a conspiracy theorist. I think these things are engineered.
Can I read you a tweet?
Go ahead,
Jamie Carragher, 17 seconds ago.
Oh, is he at? Well, in fact, Jamie Carragher. Let's hear it.
The Champions League is the best football by a mile, but these penalty decisions for handballs are a stain on the competition. Last night's was worse, but that should not be a penalty against Ben White. A stain on the competition. Well said, Jamie Carragher.
Nice to see that from Jamie Carragher. He must have been on CBS.
You know, but the thing with Carragher as well, he's a bit of a purist when he's not rage baiting. Like, and he sees the game for what it is, and it's true. Like, you can't be giving goals.
Ref, come on!
For that. That's got to be a yellow
That's
card.
an elbow.
It's referees having a bit of a shambles, man.
No, but if you
that looked nasty, didn't it?
Yeah, if you play Sunday League, this is one of those refs. You scream, you shout, he can go either way. Go either way.
Yeah, that's a
game on, man. Get up, Martinelli. You'll be alright.
Boys, that you know it's sad. Now I just think it's sad because you don't want to be finishing the game talking about what the referee's done. You just don't want that.
Well, you have to do what happened in the game last night and score 8 goals in the second half, so we don't talk about it as much as what we probably would have done.
Do you know what I mean? So that's why it's a bit frustrating, because it's like now that's going to be the narrative. Like, I hope we don't.
But do you know what? The one thing I would say, I know the contexts are different. You have to stand up in adversity. And I know it's not the same game, but do you remember Newcastle away where we weren't given the Gyökeres pen? We went a goal behind. Yeah. We was complaining about Magalhaes being fouled, which was given against Spurs, so the inconsistency. Unfortunately, this is what champions have to do if you want to win.
CJ, what's important here now is whether you like it or not. Just seen that Declan Rice played a really, really poor ball.
That's twice now.
Outward play.
Yeah.
This is where now you need to keep your head, not get rattled, and almost just get through the next 10 minutes.
Exactly.
And then don't go 2-1, 3-1 down and give yourself a mountain to climb.
Facts. And even me, fans, we can lose our heads because this referee is really...
Oh, we love doing that, don't we?
Yeah, no, referee... God bless you. That's the nicest thing I could say to you, because I'm bearing in mind we're online. God bless you. God bless you. I hope when you run past the Arsenal fans, a few more choice words are said, but he's letting some silly things go at this moment in time. And you're starting to make my head hot. You're really starting to make my head hot. There's inconsistencies, but control the controllables, boys. I do think we're getting a bit emotional now. We need to calm down a bit. Probably get some a passage of 10 passes, but it's game on, man. Whatever. It's game
and
on,
you know what? It's Atletico Madrid are in the ascendancy here. 60 minutes gone. Atletico Madrid won. Arsenal won that. Julian Alvarez penalty, equalising for Atletico Madrid. Who's that down? That's Alvarez who's down, isn't it? I'm happy with something.
He's all right.
And Simeone, I think, is saying, put the ball out of play, and that's exactly what they do.
It's ridiculous for Julian Alvarez. He's completed football already, man.
Oh, he's holding his knee. This could be serious, to be fair.
No, I hope it's not.
I hope it's not serious, but that he looks in like...
Okay, shut up, man. This guy's been doing this for years. He's always making noise.
Oh, that's
not even that good.
Minor. What's he
If anything, Rice should be the one crying and rolling around and that. I hope he's all right, because boots can get caught in the turf. Things can happen.
But you're right. That's not a foul. That's not a foul. Not at all. Declan Rice is just there.
Do you know what? Atletico, I credit you lot for the dark arts, because as someone that... I love this stuff. You know me. I'm a villain. I love all of this kind of stuff.
But you know that ref who looks a bit like Trossard, the French one.
Yeah.
He's the one like ref that I never see let his decisions dictate the game. He always just makes good decisions. And I think this ref tonight, he had a good first half, to be fair to him, but second half, I don't know what. I think
the ref fully understood that he's at Atletico Madrid's ground and he wants to be able to leave the stadium in one piece, innit?
So, no, but it wasn't even. To be fair, he didn't even give it initially. It was the VAR who.
But Sam, like you said,
I want you to go over and have a look. You know what's going to happen, don't you? Right?
Yeah. But Sam, you encouraged him to be brave and make his own decision, because they don't have to. The referee, they don't have to give it based on what they see. It's up to them still.
I will say, you're right. To be fair, though, maybe in the ref there's been a bit of a mind games. You know, when logically, if they say, "Oh, you want to have a bit of a look," remember you can't see all the angles. That might have it.
Bias,
but then obviously he's at some point looked at the monitor, and if you're giving that as a pen, crazy. We're starting to leave a lot of gaps. That goal, has put a battery up Atletico Madrid.
Chance for Lookman inside the box. Griezmann off the bar. Oh, what a chance! Brother. Oh, chance! Wait. This is all Atletico. Griezmann!
Oh my God. You know what makes me more nervous? When this guy starts shouting. You're watching the game and he's shouting, making me scared.
Griezmann has 2 efforts. One comes off the bar, one just goes over. This is all Atletico. Lookman plays it to Griezmann. First time shot. Goes off the bar, and then it comes back to Griezmann, and his next shot just goes wide. I'll try not to shout, CJ, but it's the excitement of a Champions League, brother. Do you know what I mean, man?
You're doing a great job, and I like it. Yeah. I like it. I'm just saying it makes me nervous because I'm watching it.
We love it, don't we?
We love it, my boy. Come on, Sam. Sam the man.
Cool. Oh, I like that.
Come on, man.
I like that. That's going to work for me.
Run with that.
Run with that.
Atletico, I've got a Corner kick though. Julian Alvarez, 63 minutes gone. This is a really good second half, a little bit more lively, end-to-end football. It is all at the moment. Atletico Madrid, Arsenal have got to just get through this next 5 or so minutes. Corner comes in, it's a poor one. It comes off Declan Rice and it goes out for another Atletico Madrid. What can I'll come to you with this one. What can Arteta do here, do you think, to try and just nullify this threat and grab a hold of this second half?
You know it is. I think this is the perfect moment for Saka. I'm not sure how fit he is. Oh my goodness me.
Whipped corner. Raya, who I love, I thought he was just done by the pace and trajectory. He ends up punching it over, but he was worried too much about what was in front of him and stuff, and that was a nervy moment for Raya.
He's done well there, Raya.
Mind that Raya, man. When in doubt, pull it out, man. You ain't got eyes in the back of your head. I need my keeper to stand tall. I'm nervous, man. That goal was giving Atletico a new lease of life. A bit, well, it's to extreme standards now, but in the first half, they kind of did this. Second half, they're doing it now. I'm not being funny. If you want to win and compete in games like this, regardless of how it's panned out, you have to be able to manage these moments. Now I need us to be compact. And to be honest, as much as great effort, poor effort from Lookman.
Cross came in from the right, flicked onto Lookman, back post, first time volley goes over.
As much as it's on Arteta to do something tactically, which I don't know, I am looking at my players. Take this thing out of the game. Declan Rice on the pitch. Knock 10 passes. I know we don't like it going backwards. If you can go back to Raya, go left, go
this
right,
is where you've got to
calm down a bit.
Take man. Out of the game. Yeah. Take your extra time. The cool heads, experience.
This is what I'm saying. If you can get Saka on, because what Saka's very good at, not only does he get you up the pitch, he wins smart fouls.
Go on, Nonny. Quiet, man.
Yeah, he wins smart fouls. And I think, like you just said Nonny's name there, I've not really...
No
way, ref! Oh, CJ, oh my goodness. The referee's having a howler. This is a howler. This is an absolute howler. That's not a foul. It's a 50-50 and neither win it. It's just completely...
Ref, are you even watching the game and you got the best view in the house?
Yeah, it's not a foul.
Oh my day. Just because that guy's got a headband and he's screaming, ref, come on. Come on.
What's the headband got to do then?
Just slander purposes. It's got nothing to do with it. My player's got it. It's got absolutely nothing. Eze's got a headband. It's got nothing to do with it.
And Madueke's got one.
Yeah. But they're Arsenal headbands. It's wavy, man.
Madueke's got a big one. He loves his headband, doesn't he?
Ronaldinho inspired this. Be nice if you could.
Yeah.
What can he do now? Has Eze touched the ball since he's come on?
He has not. Ref! That's definitely not. But this ref has shown cool everything. Eze ain't done much, man. And do you know what? To be fair to Eze or any substitute for both sides, I always feel these kind of games, for substitutes, it must be very difficult, getting into the game, because it's going mad at this moment in time, Sam.
Yeah, it's quite... But the first half felt quite controlled.
Yeah, now this is chaos.
It does feel maybe a little bit more of like a kind of a basketball game, which is good for the neutrals, but Arsenal are going to have to try and get through.
Simeone and Arteta don't like that, man.
Yeah, no. But
what did we say at the start?
But to be fair, we spoke about Atletico and the goals they've scored, the chances they've created, how many high pressures they have. Martinelli's got the ball for Arsenal now, and again, Arsenal are just not able in their second half to get hold of the ball and try and settle things down. 66 minutes gone. Is that a fitness thing, do you think? Or these worries?
Yeah, a bit of both. If this was a Premier League game in the same context, I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I think Arteta would do the same thing. But if this was a Premier League game, I think he gambles on Eze, you go left wing, I'm going to keep Odegaard on. As I said, you're always in scary territory when you're talking about left wingers and what they can do going backwards towards their own goal. But that's why I think Martinelli's still out there. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, but I think we should have put Eze out wide. I know he's a bit shaky defensively.
Chance for Madueke. It's poor for Madueke.
Saka, how many minutes you got in you, man?
Got the ball to feet, right hand side.
Get Saka on this pitch.
Oh, guy, our prayers have been answered. There's 3 subs there.
Yeah, Jesus and Jesus.
Okay, so he's taking off Gyökeres. We're just going to compact the midfield.
Here we go.
Unlucky. Boys, it's better. It's better.
Positive.
Ben White, win that for me. Thank you. Seconds. Eze, get your body there.
Go on, Ebs.
Ref.
It's good enough. It's quality.
Okay, he's amazing.
Yeah, it's quality.
Ref, are you going to book him? How many? He's done that 1,000 times.
Is this all like for like, the 3 attacking players on for 3 attacking players?
I think, Martinelli, Madueke. Gyökeres, of course.
It's got to be Gyökeres for Jesus.
That's got to be a look ahead to Fulham there as well, CJ, surely. Because why? He never does that. He never takes off free attackers.
But I think today it's more technical because, as we said, since the goal's gone in, we've kind of lost a bit of control. It's going a bit mad. We know Jesus lacks goals. We know he's not quite the athletic football he once was, but he's going to drop into midfield. Trossard, the ball retention's a lot better.
Yeah.
As we said, I think that is designed. Saka's obviously an outlet. He's going to keep the Atletico left-hand side a bit honest. I think those things have been done just to, as I said, take this thing out of the game. Nonny, what are you getting angry at? You are not good enough for that. Sit down.
What's he?
I don't know. He might even be right about what he's angry about, but sit down, man.
Hopefully he's complaining about the ref and not the
Yeah, hopefully. I shouldn't see you doing that.
You know Gyökeres is hating coming off right now. I can't believe he's taking Gyökeres off, man.
I do. No, but in terms of a tool, the game's going against us. I understand why Jesus is there. To be fair, Champions League, Gabriel Jesus, any hope?
I mean, he scored. He done well against Inter away in the group stage when we needed that win. So he has turned up for us this season.
Do you know what's so annoying? Yeah, like if I think 2 ACLs is going to take it out of you, but if Jesus was before his first, remember his second ACL, right? Before he got that second one when he just came back, if he was still playing to that standard, he'd probably still be our first choice striker. Trossard, you've just come on the pitch, my friend. What is
3
that?
on 3 here. Alvarez to Griezmann to Lookman. The pass is poor and Saliba heads away and Arsenal win back possession.
Get your body there, Hincapié. Please, ref. Hincapié, too honest, man.
Yeah, they literally...
You've got to win the foul there. Boys, come on, be street smart. You're against the kings of being street smart in Europe. You need to adapt. Hit Saka man on, win a foul. Okay.
You see what he just keeps the ball like he's
calm and composed.
and
Saliba.
comfortable.
And okay, apart from that,
No,
I don't mind
quality.
that. I don't mind that. Jesus, get your body. I don't.
Go
even
on, Saka's gone.
Raya once.
Mind
There's no
you.
shame. There's no shame.
Yeah, this is
I
quality.
don't mind that. I don't mind that.
This is good.
This is what we wanted. Jesus, you could do all of this. Ref,
Brilliant.
Brazilians.
He's gone strong in there.
This has become a hectic, kind of like fiery, feisty end-to-end game of
Sam,
football.
what did we say at the start, or what did I say to you at the start? As much as Simeone, Mikel Arteta, Luis Enrique, company, as much as these managers micromanage situations, there's an element of football that can't be controlled. You cannot control chaos, and this is what the game's become. No one could have predicted that penalty was going to be given. It's exploded now. So this is where games and moments like this, for me, it's on the players now, for both sets of sides.
And I think Atleti, Sam, I think they had their period where they was getting those corners, Griezmann hit the bar, they had their moment of sort of pressuring us, and it looks like it might have just fizzled out. Here we go.
I love that.
And it looks like we're sort of getting back into this game.
Atletico Madrid have had 10 shots in this second half.
10?
Arsenal have had 1 yet in this second half. So yet to manage 1 in this second half. But Arsenal have made 3 substitutions. The front 3 all coming off. Martinelli and Trossard coming for him. Jesus on for Gyökeres and Saka on for Madueke. Though Trossard's first action was to lose the ball under pressure. Luckily for him, that was a good header from William Saliba to stop that Arsenal attack.
Even White, how many minutes has he got before we gamble with Mascara or something? Because like Timber's nowhere to be seen. We're starting to lose the ball a bit. We all know there's no midfield change coming. There's no Havertz or Mourinho to call upon.
Facts.
Hot take, and I hope Arsenal obviously benefit. I don't think this ends as a draw. This screams 89th minute.
CJ, what are you doing to me,
This screams someone gets robbed.
A
fair result would be a draw. Either Arsenal or Atletico losing.
It's been a game of 2 halves. I think we were so bad. But this is the problem. This is where, CJ, I think we've been bad this season. I remember, Sam, we watched the Liverpool game at the Emirates together.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Oh, mate. We didn't even turn up in the second half. You boys were just...
You barely even attempted to get out or press. Or
that's one thing that annoys me. Slots had Arteta's number in the 2 games we've played, man.
Yeah, but it's more, CJ, it's more that in the second half we'll have a good positive first
Slot was
half,
proactive in those 2 games.
Yeah, but
remember the game at Anfield? Szoboszlai, obviously, I don't know Szoboszlai is going to score that free kick, but I remember that game vividly. I might have even been here. The game was kind of going against us.
Yeah.
This is why today, Arteta, with those 3 subs, I understand it. Whatever I think about those players, I do understand it.
He's trying to get control of the game again.
Trossard, I'm more looking at Trossard. I understand why you came on, but you're not retaining the ball.
71 gone. It's 1-1. I agree with you, TJ. This feels unlikely. With the way this game's going at the moment, it does feel unlikely it's going to end as a draw. And unless Arsenal can gain some sort of control on this game, it does feel like Atletico are sort of hammering down the door, might get another big chance, another big moment. Starting to see a lot more of Julian Alvarez in particular, who's dropping deep, picking up the ball. And Arsenal just seem incapable at the moment of gaining any sort of control and possession in this second half. Could it be normal and natural just to drop deeper and deeper and almost try and hold on for the draw?
For both teams, naturally, of course, because 1, you're tired. 2, there is an element of, while you can only consider what's left of this game, you do both have to kind of fight to live another day. As much as, I feel Atletico at this moment, and we've had our periods where they could nick a goal or so, and as I said, I think somebody scores today. You don't want to gamble trying to get a second and end up losing this tie. So you've got to box.
You know what's right now? Take 1 game back to the Emirates.
Exactly, yeah. Game on. And even Atletico will say that. I know we got, like, if I'm an Atletico fan or a player.
I think right now they're thinking, let's take one.
Yeah, exactly. I know they're thinking they want to get that, but when it's all said and done, we don't mind going to the Emirates and trying to fight them,
Yeah,
last time we played them there.
We said before the game we take a draw, so you can't change that based on us taking the lead. So a draw is still a decent result, but CJ's put it in the air, Sam, that there's a late dagger coming. I hope he's wrong. I hope
I'm wrong, unless Arsenal benefit from it. But this game just screams somebody. It might not even be a late second goal.
I also get the impression that Diego Simeone gave his players a you-know-what at half-time, because they've come out with a completely different kind of intent and game
firework up in certain places.
I think he said Champions League semi-final, lads. Come on now.
Yeah.
Could you imagine playing for Simeone though? Like,
I'd love
you'd
it.
make you
You'd
want to run
love
for
it,
a brick
innit?
wall. I'll tell you the same.
He's like that sort of.
Oh,
that's a heavy.
get up! I can't believe 2 men are down. Who is that? Hincapié. We need you, bro.
Yeah. They're not going to put the ball out, mate. I'll get up if I was you. And that left back space is open.
So
It's
I'll
now
make the
pretty
foul,
much
make
a
the
3-on-3.
foul. Oh, okay, don't make
Llorente's got it right hand side. He goes into Lookman. Lookman. Oh my God, Arsenal scores.
What a save, David Raya. Oh,
I think it's more poor finish.
I was going to say, I think Raya does all right, but he literally.
No, he's got to score.
Eze, you've got to hold the ball better today. 6 to 8 yards out.
No,
and
Sam, he's got to score. You're so right, mate.
He shoots close enough to Raya.
Down.
How's he not scored that? That was Lookman, wasn't it?
Play. Look, no one wants the ball.
Don't put the ball out.
Yeah, do not
put that
attack.
ball out.
They didn't put the ball out. I wouldn't put the ball out.
They let them foul you, Saka.
Saka, get a foul.
Saka, hold the ball, man. Saka, come on.
Oh,
by the way, not on obviously the level of last night. It's still been a pretty good game of football, this, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been entertaining. I think it's been
Quite
a
the
good
boring game they fought, yeah.
Second half's been pretty good.
I think it's been good, Sam. I think it's competitive. I think it's two fairly equal teams. The pace has sort of died down a bit. This is what frustrates me, Sam. Look, we're just letting them have the ball. There's no press. It's like we just stay in a shape. I don't know, man. I do really rate Mykhailo.
I don't even mind that. I don't even mind them because that's something we're good at. What I would say, and where you probably are more leaning towards you, is I'm a big fan of when you've got the ball. That is the best art of defence. Take this thing out of the game. Go down the left, go down the right. Take it out.
Death by 1,000 passes.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I'm just not. I get what you're saying. It's the safe bet. It's the safe bet. But like you were saying about the PSG Bayern game, sometimes you've got to just take safety off and let it go. You can't always play this low risk football.
And I'll be honest. Saka, Eze, I know I was championing you lot to... Oh, my...
Lookman, he's up against Saliba, goes on the outside.
Oh, it's quality. Oh, ref, you're going to give that a pen and all. Does that need VAR? Saka, Eze, ball retention's not been good enough.
Nah.
Eze, the one thing I would say, as much as I talk about trade...
Release the ball.
I don't mind win the foul, ref, thank you. Eze, you got to protect the ball a bit better. You got, even if they kick you and all of those things, you and Saka are not retaining the ball well enough. All the other subs have probably contributed a bit more. I know I'm cherry picking.
Ben White, that's so risky. If he goes down there, he's got to score. You're right, Sam.
Basically shoots out the keeper, doesn't he?
Got to score.
He does want to keep hold of it, but...
Thank the Lord, it's a poor finish. Lookman's had 2 opportunities that he probably should have scored. Maybe he's keeping his options open to when he does want to move back to the Prem. I don't want to be that guy, yeah, but...
They got him for a cut price.
Yeah,
I think it was, 30, 40 mil they got.
Do you think we should have got Lookman instead of Noni?
Price, yeah.
Lookman or Semenyo, they were both there for Arsenal. I think we needed one of them.
Do you think we should have went for Lookman other than Noni? To be fair, though, we probably would have had to pay
Alvarez has gone back down again. Yeah, I think Alvarez might be in trouble here. He pulled up earlier on in the game.
Don't put that ball out.
And he's down, and I think he's going to have to come off here because he's gone down twice now in the last minute, and that would be...
Look at Simeone trying to convince us to kick the ball out.
I respect it, but you lot didn't do it. Rice, come on. Make the foul.
When Hincapié went down, they didn't put the ball
Exactly.
out.
Sportsmanship. Like, we don't owe you nothing.
I think it's coming off it, by the way, lads. I think he looks like he's nice. His night's done. He's coming off.
Alex Baina's coming on.
Very good on the ball.
Good.
Very good on the ball.
Villarreal, innit? Good player, man. I thought we were going to get him at one point.
But...
Yeah, it's his ankle. Eze landed on his ankle. Look, you see his left ankle here, Sam.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, he kind of gets... Eze makes the tackle and accidentally he falls on his kind of bottom part of his leg, and... I think he's up and walking. Hopefully he means he's not too serious, obviously, with what's to come in the next couple of months. But, yeah, he doesn't look particularly happy, does he? And, I mean, obviously, no one wants to see an injury. But from an Arsenal point of view, I think you'll be happy to not see him next week, won't you?
I mean, football, it blesses you in crazy ways, doesn't it? Like CJ and you were saying, we don't want him to be injured. He'll be at the World Cup of Argentina. But Alvarez being off for the last 20 minutes is quite a blessing.
Yeah, but this is where other players make a name for themselves.
Yeah, true. But Sam, you see Alvarez just on him whilst he's just gone off. He's literally won everything, hasn't he? World Cup, Champions League.
I know.
He's completed
and
it at
early 20s? Yeah.
Played with Messi as well. Little war stories to tell the grandkids one day.
Won the World Cup with Messi.
Done it all, man.
Yeah, you basically just stopped playing football at that point.
Yeah, completed
you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm out. Have a good one, lads.
Absolutely completed. He's a wonderful player.
It's a bit like you, CJ, broadcasting. Now,
Penalty! Penalty! It's a pen! Let's go!
All right, ref, I like you, though.
You know what? Hey, big up the ref. Big up the ref separately.
Out absolutely nowhere.
This is why
the
you
ball
leave
gets
your
played
Perez
infield
Saka.
to Eberechi Eze, and Eze does so well to get in front of the Atletico Madrid player. Gets the ball first. He gets clipped. He goes down. I think the Alessi player was late, and it's a penalty for Arsenal.
Oh, Sam. Yellow card. Sam, I think Saka takes this. Gyökeres off the pitch.
Saka,
I think it's on Saka.
I get nervous whenever Saka takes a penalty.
I think it's reckless from Hanko. I think ball comes into the box. Eza gets there first. And let's have a look at a replay, see if there's a touch on the ball. But it looks like Eza does well to get in front of that ball first.
Yeah. No, that's the best play we've seen from Eze so far, man.
Yeah, well, I think it's a pen.
It's a pen, man. It's a classic pen.
Let me see that again.
Eze's done the smart thing. Look, foot in. Genius. Great.
Yeah.
Brilliant
Quick
play.
ball into Eze. Gets there for the defender.
Eze.
Hanko's a little bit late and he catches it.
Yeah.
Good play.
Who was criticising the Saka Eze subs? They must really be deluded, man. They're making a difference at the moment.
This feels like it's come out of literally nowhere. There's that kind of ball into the box and that opportunity like that.
That's
Also,
what you got to do.
Third penalty of the game, by the way. There is a check going on at the moment. For me, I think it's a pen.
Ref, look what he's doing. There's the sportsmanship. He's dirty. He's messing up the penalty spot.
I think.
Eze, stop talking to him. Who cares what he's got to say? It's been given.
Rom, I reckon Eze gets the ball first. Tiny bit of contact. Enough for a penalty?
Sam, it's soft, isn't it? I mean, he's got his hand on his
Is
ear.
it a penalty in your opinion?
It's a penalty for me, easily. Especially if you're giving the Gyökeres one. If you're giving the Gyökeres one, he stood on his...
No, it's consistent with the two he's giving. Oh, it's going to be ruled out, man.
The referee is still talking to his friend somewhere.
I can't, mate. Honestly, it's you know, I don't want to start accusing anyone of anything.
What
but
is this?
Just
Okay,
give the penalty.
is there enough contact? Because
Yes.
there's definitely contact. Eze definitely gets there first. Is there enough contact for that to warrant a foul?
Sam, Eze, if he doesn't stand on his foot, Eze carries on. We've all played football. When someone stands on your foot, it hurts. It's not like a soft
blood on
penalty.
Eze's sock. He's wearing the white kind of socks. There's blood there. Yeah, man.
I saw it. Thought it was in our home kit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The referee is still talking to his fellow.
Oh, mate.
Referee's going over and having a look.
Nah, honestly.
Really?
Really? Sam, have a word.
Really? Honestly?
Sam, is it a pen? What do you think?
For me, I think it's a pen. I think ball comes into the box. Eze gets there first. He catches him.
Come on, ref.
Oh, my goodness. But what's not a penalty? That's not even the right angle.
Can't lie, it does look like Eze's knocked the ball and then been fouled, but isolated with what we've seen in the Champions League this season.
Thing's a pen.
With what I've seen in the Champions League this season, 100%, 100%.
Look, even the referee knows. The referee's trying to justify it not being a pen. That's what he's doing. The referee knows it's a pen. That's why he stood there. It doesn't take
this ref
long.
has shown he can be swayed because he didn't give the pen last time, and then the VAR to look at it.
CJ, look how many angles they're showing.
The fact the pen got given 6 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, and we're still sitting there talking about
scared,
it,
man.
shows it might not be. I think Eze gets there first, and I think he catches it.
He's bottled it. He's scared, man. He's remembering.
Yeah,
that.
he's going to rule it out.
Referee comes over. Referee is going to overturn it, isn't he? No penalty. Oh my goodness me! Big moments. Big moments.
Boys, let's go, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go.
That's sickening. That is sickening. Look, Sam, like you said, it's not the most like nailed on pen. It's not the most bait penalty, but he stands on his foot.
Bro.
Oh my goodness.
Bro.
Oh, I cannot believe the referee's right there.
You're right there, and you're doubting yourself. You're not a proper referee, man. You're being instructed by someone else. You're never going to get
You see that Trossard lookalike referee?
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
This
he
guy
just
can
sticks
never-
with his guns.
Why
Why
is he refereeing a semi-final?
What I would say is, I think Eze's very clever.
100%.
He gets there first. He probably is looking to go over.
100.
I've just shown you a still shot of a picture, and for me, it looks like I think there's contact there.
Sam, do you know, like CJ said, football's gone woke and it's all of this. When you're giving penalties for Ben White's undetachable arm being on his body, but then you're not giving penalties for that.
And yesterday.
Yeah, it's just that's not good. But like we were saying when they got their pen, we can't let this get us down. We have to use it as fuel.
I think from an Arsenal point of view, boys, I would be absolutely fuming.
No, it's a disgrace, Sam. That's a disgrace.
I think Eze gets there first. There's contact. Ref gives the penalty. Is that a clear and obvious error?
Ref.
I don't think so.
Do you know what? Obviously, I hope we at the very minimum draw, and we need to control our emotions. I've been on this platform with yourself for a number of times. Yeah, I'm very critical on my football club and my players. Today, I'm proud of you lot because the things that have swayed this kind of game, they're nothing that you guys can control. How that's not a penalty, which should be on brand with the other decisions that have been made across the Champions League, is absolutely scandalous. He's not giving the penalty for the Atletico guys, and then he's looked at VAR and his head's been swayed, and like that as well. He's not serious.
Again, it comes back to the point that I can't believe it's been overturned once given.
Exactly.
We're supposed to have it, and again, when these things take 3 minutes to talk to the guy, he then has to look at it for a minute. Oh, is that really supposed to be clear and obvious. He wins the ball first. There's clear contact on his toe.
You said it there, Sam. Clear and obvious. The referee stood literally
when it takes that
5
long,
yards.
I don't think it can be classed as clear and obvious.
That's my point. He stood 5 yards away. It's taken him 6 minutes. You nailed it, Sam. Like, I just think if you give it, you just got to have the courage of your convictions there and just go with it, man.
I think everyone feels like we're just confused as to what's the penalty, what isn't.
They freestyle this. Guy's a joke. He better not be refereeing in the World Cup.
You're telling me is you're giving penalties for deflected handballs when
exactly.
It's like, how can the Ben White one warrant? I don't know.
Do you know why? Because it gets us talking about it. They're never going to want consistency. It adds to it. It's just freestyling. Like I said, professional football has become Sunday league. It just depends what the ref feels like giving. It depends what side of the bed he's woken up on. Absolute joke of a decision. Scandalous. And you know what? We can criticise whether that should have been a pen or the other ones, either today or in this game. It's literally off-brand with how you've given the other decisions. Where's the consistency? Joke, man.
Ben White comes forward for Arsenal. Give it to Eza. Give it to Eza. Chance. Trossard.
Unlucky.
Has a shot really, really well blocked.
Ben White's got to do better there. Got to do better there.
Should have given it to Eza much earlier.
Much sooner. I understand it as a fullback, rush of the blood, but now's not the time for that. We need to make the right decisions. In my opinion, and probably you lots as well, there's probably going to be a fat chunk of added on time. So
good point.
Good point.
We're seeing about 10 minutes gone. Unlucky. We've lost it. Someone make the foul. The ref has said play on.
Got to foul him. Got to foul him.
That is poor.
Saliba, never in doubt.
Royce.
See you later.
Love that. Saka, you got time.
Mosquera's coming
on. So that's Ben White.
1-2. Simple 1-2. Old school. No? All right. Yeah, good decision. All right.
No, man, there's some. But listen, sometimes I know this is poor, but if you're in a casino, you've got to put all your money on 13 black. And I feel today's a day to gamble. Somebody is scoring another one. Let's go for this, man. I very rarely say this. Let's go for it. I feel
it's funny. That's my unlucky number, weirdly. 14's mine. 13 is your birthday.
13 is my lucky number. Yeah, I love
number 13.
That's my day I was born, isn't it? Of course it's going to be mine. Like, I'm born on the 13th of April, innit? So that's my favourite number.
Sorry.
My lucky number.
Do you have a lucky number, Sam?
No.
Do lucky numbers exist?
I don't believe in
100%.
You don't believe in them, no?
Do you?
I sort of do. 14's been fairly lucky for me, but yeah, you're right, Sam. I mean,
14's a favourite number for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I'm an Arsenal fan, but yeah, no, 13's mine, man. You ain't got a favourite number then.
I'm sorry, I don't think so, pal.
Sam, that's not.
You're fun at parties, man.
Life, man.
Yeah, man, you're fun at parties. Sam, man, this is the first driest thing.
I don't think you can.
You don't have a favourite number
for not being fun, right?
If you was a footballer and if you was a footballer and you could have any number you want, what number would you pick?
Yeah,
that's your favourite number. Then. There we have it.
Only because Steven Gerrard's my favourite footballer.
Well, there you have it. Well, that's close enough. Give me a favourite number.
I got to say, guys, this has been. I've really enjoyed this second period. Social media is ablaze, guys. That penalty in particular has completely. I don't think even divided people. I think even most people are pretty much saying it's a penalty. You know, really, really is a penalty. And I think most people, are saying that Ben White one in the first half is just. Our very own Jason Cundy says it's not. Sports Boss following us, by the way.
What, Cundy saying it's not a pen?
Yeah, not a pen.
Oh, he's a Chelsea lad, man. He's a Chelsea lad. He's never going to admit that, is he? Big up Jason Cundy. Don't be shameless, man. You know that's a pen.
Say it to his face.
100%. I ain't scared of no one. The hell, like, you know it's a pen.
He says
he's a nice guy as well.
Eza was looking for it, probably.
It doesn't matter if he was looking. What does that mean? Either you were fouled or you weren't. It doesn't matter. Oh, unlucky Mosquera.
Has a shot from outside the box, which is pushed away by the goalkeeper. Yeah, no black. Still 1-1. 4 minutes left of normal time, but I reckon we're getting 7-8 minutes salad on.
Yeah, 100%.
Gotta be.
And going back to Jason Cundy, mate, you're a big Drogba fan. He used to buy them penalties every day. Let's say that, man. Let's say that. Shout out Jason, but you're being biased, man. Put your Chelsea flag down. This is Champions League.
Second, has he got a big quality? He goes on the outside. Saka crosses. It's a poor cross from Saka, man.
Yeah, he's looking rusty, and he looked decent off the bench against Newcastle, but he's played more minutes. So again, managing his load. This is what I said to you earlier.
Maybe
he
not
can't start.
Yeah,
he can't start. He ain't got it. He's not there. It's one thing getting him fit. It's another thing keeping him fit.
Just goes on the outside there, and it's a bally over hits. And
I understand he's
just going back from fitness.
Exactly. No, I give him that. But then at the same time, if you're a quality footballer, which he is, you're a quality footballer. It shouldn't matter if you've been out or not. The crisp pass should be there. Unlucky Mascara.
That's a good
What
strike.
story that'd have been, Mascara?
Yeah, that would have been
That'd be his
class.
first goal, and he ain't bagged for us.
Yeah, no, he
ain't
hasn't.
bagged for us.
That'd
What a
have been
time.
class.
Back in his homeland as well. Atletico tried to buy him in the summer.
All of them did. Real as well.
£13 million.
There's actually talk that we might be looking to sell him as well.
Arsenal, don't be silly.
Mascara.
Don't be silly.
Apparently, clubs are willing to pay 50 mil. So
Nah, man.
It's 37 mil profit. I'd be very surprised if they did, but I saw it reported that Arsenal are open to selling.
We're
him.
getting to that silly season now, man, where there's going to be nothing to talk about beyond the World Cup and transfer
hope it's
news,
wrong.
Hey, we've got the World Cup coming up, pal.
Yeah, no, I said apart from the World Cup, transfer news. So a silly season.
Nah,
man.
you're right.
We've got a million things to concern ourselves about. Selling Mascara, really? After
Yeah,
this point?
that would be stupid.
As we enter the last couple of minutes, I'll bring you some more in-play odds with our friends at William Hill. Atletico to win 11-2. Arsenal to win now 5-1 with a couple of minutes of normal time, but there will be plenty of added on time. I reckon around 7 or 8 minutes. And again, with William Hill, you get ACCA boost on all of your accumulators.
Oh!
4 or more picks. Up to 100% boost for ACCAs of 15 legs, 18 plus, gambleaware.org. Eberett shares are coming forward for Arsenal. Trossard's now got the ball. 90 seconds left of normal time. What a second. By the way, not last night, but I think this is delivered in terms of entertainment.
Semi-finals first leg has been quite great, man. You know what? As I said, I'm very harsh on my boys. I know people can laugh. I'm proud of you lot today, regardless of how it ends. The things that are out of your control, I can't ask anything more. You lot have turned up today.
Declan Rice, hit it, Rice!
Yes. Yeah. God, life is hard. this camera done me dirty. Producers, fix this, please.
Hit that big pole behind the
They done me dirty.
and then went to the back of the net.
CJ, yeah, I left.
It did look like it might have gone in. But it just, yeah.
Sadly, I knew.
talkSPORT have done me dirty. Producers have done me dirty. I know Jamie Hutchison's not here. Fix this for the next one. I thought that went in.
I have to say, by the way, we're literally watching the TV.
No, it don't matter. It's you lot's fault. Fully you lot's fault.
You know, I'd love to support you there, but
I don't need no support. I do it by myself.
What do you want Hutch to do?
I don't know. He's the gaffer. Make it happen, man. In the same way Arteta's got to win our stuff, Hutch has to make it right, man.
He's on side there.
He's off. Slide. Oh, Jesus.
Left back kept him on.
Brazilians. Jesus, is this you? Where's this been all season?
How much at a time? 7, 8?
I don't know. But yeah, 8. 8, maybe 10, you know.
I can
genuinely.
I think they'll mock it and do 5. They'll mock
I feel like it won't be much what it should be.
It won't, yeah, you know, be one of them. We'll be like, what?
There'll be 3 minutes of time added on.
Yeah.
I'm going for 10.
I don't think it'd be 10.
10, CJ. You know?
I think it should be 8. I'm going for 10. Surely, like.
All right, I'm going to go 7.
CJ, you got the time.
7?
Hey, Sam the man.
Go, boys.
I love how we're celebrating getting out of time right up, mate.
Nah, man, that was spot on.
A broken clock's right twice
Yeah,
today.
nah, man, you've been on form today, man.
I appreciate you, mate.
You're one of the good ones, Sam the man.
Thank you. It was nice to get good feedback from you,
come
CJ.
on,
Zubimendi outdoing Cape. Is there a moment for Arsenal whipping?
Gamble. That's where you want Jokeris. Gamble.
Saka, Rice. Mate, Gabriel Jesus has got to make a run across goal. He's standing still.
Mate,
That's a good ball from
Yeah,
Nketiah.
it is.
He puts it in between keeper and defence. Jesus is stood still.
Exactly.
This is why you
Make
keep
the
your
run.
careers on. That's why you keep him on.
Yeah. To be fair to Eze, man.
Got to foul him. Got to foul him.
On double, thank you. Eze, bring him down if you're going to bring him down.
He tried to, but didn't.
No, if you're going to make the foul, Sam.
Yeah, you got to take him out there,
What do you mean you tried to? Foul him.
Boys, I can't believe we're not 2-1 up right now.
Hey, stay humble, man.
No, but CJ, man, that was a penalty. Like, it's only just hitting me now.
It's gone.
Like,
And the Arsenal and the Atleti one wasn't it?
Listen, we're Arsenal fans. We've seen that injustice. I can't get angry about that no more.
how much more can we take?
Wait, there's
How
that.
much more?
You remember when Van Persie was sent off at the Camp Nou?
don't.
And I'm sure Arsenal fans watching this on the watch-along, you lot can insert whatever in the comments where the injustices happen.
Then you have to go to last season.
I haven't got it. Yeah, exactly. I haven't got it in me anymore. I haven't.
hear it.
Football fans shouldn't have it in them anymore to talk about inconsistencies with refs. It's every week. Every week. Because in the second leg, the one that was given and wasn't given in the second half, different outcomes. So control the controllables, to which I'm proud of my boys for that. The subs you've done well, my players have done well.
I'm happy with them here as well. We're not just sat back. We're taking the game. We're trying to get a second goal. I'm really liking this performance from Arsenal, man. It's been a smart performance. Hopefully we can get Eze a little chance, a little shot. What's he writing down there,
No,
Sam?
can you read that, mate, or not? When you get back, can you actually?
No, I just said that.
That's some dodgy handwriting, pal, isn't it?
My handwriting's terrible, man. My dad used to get onto me my whole life about that. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He used to say it's because I'm left-handed.
I'm left-handed too, pal.
Swear down.
Yeah.
Hey, against Sam, the man. Yeah. What? You right-handed?
Right-handed, sadly.
Get out of it, pal.
Wait, what foot are you in football, though?
Right.
I knew it.
I get asked. I'm one of them. I can't lie. I get asked, what foot are you?
You throw left or right?
I'm crap at throwing left, man.
Yeah, left, yeah.
I
Throw
knew
with
it.
my right hand. Ugh.
A lot of left-handed people are right-footed, innit?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
weird.
both still, but
I love how we
yeah, right. If you put a gun to my head, right-footed, left-handed.
All right, let's not do that though, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, a bit
Let's
extreme.
not do that. We've been playing for 2 minutes 40 seconds in this added time in the second half, so we've got about 4 minutes left of normal time. Atletico coming forward now down the right-hand side.
Them.
Cross into the box, to the back post, headed back into the danger area.
Hey, Raya, do you know what, Hincapié? I don't mind that. I don't mind that, Hincapié.
Raya called that though, didn't it?
No, Raya, you need to call that. If you did, bro, no, you're the keeper. Get it.
He definitely called it.
No, get it. You're meant to govern that whole back line.
He was about to.
No, there's none of that. You didn't. You need to go and get it. These are the standards, as Arteta talks about.
Still 1-1. So, as we come towards the end of the game, guys, how would you assess his performance, CJ?
For me, isolated to what we can control, I think we've...
Oh, what a touch from Lookman! Oh, just over...
Saliba putting fires out for a living.
That first touch was so close to being perfect.
Eze, man.
Got to bring him down!
Eze's bugging out today, man.
Hit it!
Oh my goodness!
Eze, please retain the ball. Please, that's one thing you're good at. Eze, please, you're scaring me. I know you've had the penalty incident. Please keep the ball.
That's a shot from what we're saying, 25 yards out. Powerful effort.
But CJ, you're right.
Just goes over the bar.
If you're not going to keep it, just get your body in front. Jack Grealish, go down.
Exactly.
You just got to get your body in front.
Retain the ball,
just
man.
Go down.
Just retain the ball. But going back to what you said, Sam, what we can't control is what we can't control. We never got stage fright. Collectively, I think we done our job. Individually, we tried to gamble. I'm sure for both teams, there's sense of heart of like justice going against you for the penalties. I think we could have scored more. I think Noni ball into the box in the first half. Gyökeres's ball in the first half. We've had a couple of half chances, as have Atletico Madrid. Griezmann hit the bar. Lookman could have done his thing.
Yeah,
I'll take this, provided it ends like this. I'm actually quite impressed, man. Like, do you know what? It's the Champions League. We've obviously played better, but I'm actually lovely from Saka. I'm actually impressed with my boys, man. You've risen to the occasion, man. Fair play from everybody.
Chance here for Hincapié. Ball into Eze. Trossard.
Come on, man. Hincapié.
Sky hits it, back to Hincapié inside the box, the keeper comes and collects. It feels like two teams are pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, man. An even encounter. Both teams cancel each other out. A lot more, not as entertaining as yesterday, but a lot more entertaining than many people would have thought when you're looking at Simeone and Arteta. It's been there, man. There's been that chaos where it's happening. That's why we love Rice. My gaffer, come on.
I think first half felt like the two teams were trying to almost, eat, it's like an early stage of a boxing, right? Isn't it, Rom? You're boxing. Wait for the other team to go for it. But I definitely think in this second half, I think both teams have been a little more aggressive. A lot could rest on Alvarez. And whether he makes it to the second leg, he's so dangerous, isn't he?
Quick turnaround as well. And at the Emirates, he's obviously played there before.
That flight over from Spain to London, Rom, you know what it's like, don't you, pal?
Yeah, I've been on a few, not many. But
this boy travels the world with the boxing team.
He's been everywhere, man. I was talking to him when he was in Miami.
Where you off to this summer, pal?
A little trip over to the States.
Unbelievable. What a gig.
I'm a little trip.
A little trip, nothing too much. Yeah, big up talkSPORT, man. They give me a lot of opportunities, but we earn them, Sam, don't we?
Good graft, opportunities. Got a graft. A minute to go in this game. Look, Rom, I think a lot of the talk after this is clearly going to be about the big decisions.
Yeah.
Look, on another night, I think easily Arsenal could have got that penalty. And that handball, you give the one last night, you're going to give the one tonight, but it just feels harsh, doesn't it?
Yeah, football's football, man. You can't let it get you too down. And like you said, Sam, they give the one last night, they're going to give the one tonight. The Eze one's sour. You're not happy with that, but overall, I can't really criticise the team. I can't criticise Atleti. I don't think they really done anything wrong. It's just the ref and VAR, man. So I'm starting to see why Championship clubs rejected having VAR next season.
So, CJ, a lot gets made about the negative football of Arsenal. Can they handle the occasion? You've had two positions go against you. You've had moments under the cosh. but you've hung in there and you've given as good as you've got.
This is why I said that, as the second half was going on, I'm probably the most critical man fairly of Arsenal on talkSPORT, but credit where due. Collectively, we've done our thing. Individually, players have stood up to be counted. Of course, there's some moments I could nitpick, like while Eze should have probably had a penalty, he's not retained the ball well enough. I think we've done well, man. I think Gyökeres should have an assist as well as a goal. I think Noni put some good balls into the box. I think when the game started to become a bit chaotic, we didn't crumble. I think Zubi's had his best performance in a while, which I have said a couple of times now. So
that is full time. Maybe not as good as last night, but I think we knew we're probably not going to watch a game as good as last night for a long, long time to come. But I think in terms of entertainment and drama, and certainly controversy, it's been a lot to take in. It's Atletico Madrid 1, Arsenal 1. Feels a long time ago now that Victor Gyökeres scored for Arsenal right before half-time. Alvarez equalised on 56 minutes. Harsh handball for me on Ben White. Arm in a natural position, comes off it.
Facts.
Arsenal denied a penalty. Arsenal, I think, better of the two teams in the first half. Atleti, I think, had the better of the play for the majority of that second period. We're on talkSPORT's YouTube channel for another few more minutes till we hand over to the boys on the sports bar. A draw away from home, would you have taken that before a ball was kicked?
I mean, naturally you want to win, but yes, I would have, regardless of the context. And now, obviously, how we've seen the game play out, I'd take a point. I think it fills me with a lot of confidence at the Emirates. Obviously, it's not as white and black as this, but if we compete how we do and Atletico do, I think being at the Emirates in front of our crowd could make the difference. Unfortunately, though, now with the final whistle, Sam, that's my attention with the Champions